Hey, Rumba's
Very
chat.
happy Wednesday.
Oh, my dog. He's saying hi.
Are you sure? Are you sure it's not a badger?
Hello.
Could be a badger.
Sounds like a badger.
Squishy.
Sounds like a badger.
You could rename him if you really wanted to, but I feel like Squishy's it's a pretty good name.
It has to be Squishy. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with Squishy.
I know you rolled a 20 about the time you named him. He's gonna really stick to that name now.
That's good. Now, I didn't realize, because I've not played a lot of D&D. I didn't realize rangers get animal pets. You know, I thought they were like hunters, kind of like. Well, of course, hunters in World of Warcraft, they get pets. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, rangers have two choices of trees. They have a hunter tree. It might even be called hunter, and then they have beastmaster tree. Like one of them is like literally a hunter, and then the other one is like literally a beastmaster. And I know in earlier editions, druids did get beasts as well, but they've been cut out because they're OP.
Well,
I can now check the message that Metasapia sent me.
I had read that higher level, was it land druids, I think? They're spell-based ones, right?
Yeah.
Even though in my mind Moon is more
spell-based,
but anyway.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They can cast like upgraded versions of spells or something, and they can summon multiple animals at once. Is that not true? I'll have to look it up now.
Probably. I haven't looked up the full tree, but they're like much more casty focused. And I think they have like advanced stuff like that where they can summon multiple things, but checked it over detailed. Oh, Anna, I didn't have time to render out your intro as well.
No, I don't.
Next week, I think we'll have everybody's intro and everybody's art done.
Yay!
Possibly not everybody. I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm sorry. Do not know if I can be here.
So, who picked up all of the money? Where'd the money go? So apparently I dropped it. I was only able to transform my personal assets into the storage cache in my gut. So, the rest of it fell on the floor.
In-game reason for how to store money.
And then handed it to me because I believe that I have it written down, and then I think...
Yeah.
Well, I had
Melfast definitely picked it up.
Basically, I gave Ava...
You said you took your 5, and then I think you handed it to Wolfslayer. So there'd be 15 left.
Yeah.
Okay. So I no longer have 20 gold pieces. I'm gonna delete that. I also still have my...
Can we go back for a second, because we kind of glossed over. You've got a storage space in your gut.
Yeah, it's a cache.
It's the in-game reason I gave, because it's unfair to say, yeah, you lose all your money every time you transform.
Right.
And technically your gut isn't inside you. It's actually just like a tube. So technically, he could transform around it.
Okay. No, that's fine. Yeah, if you open your mouth, you're basically a hollow tube, but
it doesn't work with group money.
But I wasn't expecting that. Like, you just kind of like, casually, oh yeah, I kept my personal funds in my storage cache in my gut. And I was like, what? Hang on. This sounds peculiar. I want more details.
Right. Now, I'm still not sure where I kept some sort of death pendant, according to you. I don't know where that went. I assume that pretty much everything in my inventory. I don't have to catalog my inventory, do I? Every time?
No, not unless you take large amounts of metal stuff with you. You should be very careful though when things like pendants and stuff, because you can't really wear metal pendants anyway.
I'm live.
So, yeah.
Hello.
Is it metal?
Chat.
I forget. You described it.
Girlies chat.
Yeah, it was metal.
Well, then why'd you give it to me? That's stupid.
Are you going to give it to someone else in the journey, or are you going to keep it on you for the next one?
I'm just going to keep it forever. I'm not going to let anyone use it.
Okay.
It's a death pendant anyway, so.
That's true.
According to Avak. I mean, Melphus.
Yep. Don't let anyone use that. That's strange. It's probably necromancy, honestly.
We should kill him. Whoever wears the pendant, that is.
Yeah. Whoever carries the pendant, maybe.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
No, I'm saying hi to my chat, not you.
Oh.
Hi, chat.
I already said hi to you guys.
Oh. I don't remember you saying hi to me.
Hi, Avik.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I feel better now.
Now I feel left out.
Don't forget Squishy.
Hi,
You're not going to have a squabble.
Hi, Miss Carsonell. Hi, Arumba.
No.
Hi, Anna.
Where is Squishy?
Did say hi to Squishy.
Did he leave, or is he still here?
Squishy's not here.
Where did he go?
Now
I forget.
Bring out the
Squishy's
Squishy.
here. Hello, Squishy.
There we go.
Does Squishy understand common?
No.
Not yet.
I don't speak anything, stupid badger. Excuse me, giant badger. It's a difference.
To be fair, badgers are already quite big. A giant one actually frightens me. The whole concept of a giant badger.
Oh, yeah, it's basically like if a human got down on all fours. It's that sort of size.
And considering how a badger is basically just fur, very tightly drawn over muscle, that's quite frightening.
Yeah, it's quite a terrifying thought.
Okay. Ready to go live.
Yep.
Hello, and welcome to Roll For It, the charity D&D show where we play D&D, and we raise money for charity. We're raising money for Charity Water, as per usual. And we'll be starting off tonight after they finished their previous mission, objective, session thing in the previous village where you ended up killing a necromancer and his children, stealing the piggy bank, finding some bandits in the woods, killing said bandits, and then debating what to do with the body of the sheriff, taking it back to town, and then leaving after some eventful circumstances. Is that about right?
I do just want to point out, I feel that, I mean, it's not that I'm trying to defend Scarlett's honor with this, it's just that I feel that if someone's going to steal something, it's going to be me. Scarlett asked for the piggy bank and was given it.
Yes, exactly. And I also want to clarify, you said the necromancer and his children. His children were already dead.
It's a very good point.
Necromancer and his pet child-shaped zombies.
Yes.
Also, you know, technically he wasn't a necromancer because he used a scroll.
I mean, Aramil has assured me that he was.
He's a necromancer. I'm sure of it, yeah.
I have still good authority. He was a necromancer.
We still haven't accounted for his wife. So either the wife is a necromancer or it was him.
Is that what
Fair
the 15 gold coins were? They payment.
Okay, so, has anyone been doing anything interesting this week before we get started?
No, but I'm going to London next week.
Yeah.
Oh.
What are you going to London for?
MCM and what we are calling Geek Fleet MiniCon. Basically, a whole bunch of my community got together, and we're gathering, amassing a force to take over London. No,
I don't think you want it, honestly.
No.
We're to the wise there.
I live in Boston. Can't be much worse.
Okay.
No, basically we're just taking the opportunity to go and meet up. There's also Team Human, that's Felicia and Ryan Day's community. A lot of them will be gathering there, and we're kind of piggybacking with MCM. Like, all of us are, like, the two communities are piggybacking on MCM as an excuse to just get together and deadlift the queen.
You
Your
look like
face
a frail old
just
woman,
then.
but you'd be surprised.
We've determined that deadlifting the queen is the path to succession, to becoming the next one.
Wait, I got this one. Succession. I play Crusader Kings 2. I know that word.
Thank you.
There he goes. Rumba's now in his element.
Yes. I can tell you all about the different various types of succession law.
Oh, God. You probably could, too.
Gavelkind, it's the bane.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with Gavelkind. You just need to, murder your children.
Murder all your children. Gavelkind, best
No,
kind.
not all of them. Just the ones you don't want. There's a whole subreddit called Shit CK2 Says. Because if you take almost anything out of Crusader Kings 2 out of context, it sounds horrible.
I'm sorry, but even in context, Gavelkind sounds kind of bad. Yeah, you just need to kill all your kids. Oh, no, not all of them. Just the ones you don't like. It's like, okay.
Yep, that's pretty much it. So what have you been doing this week then, I remember?
Oh, just really playing mostly the same games. I've been playing a lot more Crusader Kings 2 again, which is one of the reasons I mentioned it. But getting ready for Stellaris and Hearts of Iron 4 still. Just really waiting for Paradox to release a game. I have tried Victoria 2 again. Haven't played that in a while. It's a lot of fun.
Still really impossible to get into?
Victoria 2?
Yeah, I never managed to get into it.
Okay, so Victoria 2 came out before Crusader Kings 2. And Crusader Kings 2 is when Paradox finally got their act together when it came to interface and made the game actually approachable and not, clunky and horrible. And so it's tough. If you go back in time playing Paradox games, you can literally see the interface fail. It just gets worse and worse and worse as you go backwards. Good news is it's getting better and better as we go forward. So
Scarlett, Miss Carsonell, what have you been up to?
Not much. I actually haven't been feeling well. Like even today, I'm just sort of wrapped up in a sort of, you can't see it, but like a Disney dressing gown, just like trying to get heat here. Started streaming Dreamfall: The Longest Journey though, and I'm really enjoying that. So I'm looking forward to streaming that some more.
The streams are pretty awesome. Everyone should check them out. Just
Thank
saying.
you. That's just because I was complimenting ferrets.
Maybe.
Which brings us on to the ferrets. How are they doing?
They're doing well. So they're probably very, very tired after the runaround they gave me around the house just before I got on yet. Tried to hunt them down. I managed to get in the kitchen where I don't allow them. Ah, those scallywags. They're doing quite well otherwise.
How are you doing?
I'm doing quite well as well. I'm getting a lot fitter lately as I'm having to run around after ferrets. As for my channel, things are going well at the moment. We've just wrapped up I've wrapped up 2 collab series, so possibly maybe looking to start some new games soon, which is always really fun. But I've got like a list several kilometers long of what I should be playing next, so it's kind of like
October.
all the dice, really. Yeah.
I mean, I've been really getting into Planet-based recently, which I may have got addicted to the last 2 days. I recorded something like 22 episodes in the space of 2 days of it. It's good.
I also feel bad about having that kind of backlog on my videos, because then when I'm uploading videos and people give me advice, I have to say, well, it's great advice. I wish I'd known it before I recorded the other 15 videos that are going to come after this one.
Especially when it's actually coming out on the 16th and it's still in beta. And I was like, I could record more, but I shouldn't, because it's going to come out full release, but I want to.
No, it's good that you're enjoying it, though. It's always nice when you get a game where you just get into it and you just...
Especially when it's an indie game. Like, small groups indie games, they seem to be what I most enjoy these days, which I really enjoy.
Yeah.
But, well, let's get on with it. Who wants to do the chat for the charity? And by the way, everybody, sorry I forgot to read out charity donations at the end of the last stream. We'll read all the donations, apart from the first session's donations, at the end of this stream. So there'll be lots and lots and lots of donations to read out. And thank you. And sorry about that. We'll do it today. Who wants to talk about Charity Water?
I haven't had a chance to really look at it very much. I am all for it. Charity water. Water is good. Lots of people don't have it, and they should. That's what I know.
I'm agreed with that, yes.
I'm a big fan of the hydrogen monoxide myself.
So, just to be entirely honest, I have trusted your choice on this one. That it is a great cause, but that's why I haven't volunteered to talk about it yet, because I haven't had a chance to read up on it myself.
Fair enough. Oh, Charity Water, basically, they get their operating costs funded through separate funding things where, like, really rich people go, we'll fund you to do operating costs, and then you can go out and, you know, raise money that actually goes to people to do the production costs of, say, digging, like, wells and stuff and piping, maintenance of those from, you know, actual campaigns like this. So, you know, all the money you give, like 100% of it goes towards those projects rather than just, you know, maintaining their website or raising their profile or whatever. All the money you give will go towards getting people clean water. And it's really kind of important because like 1 billion people almost live on this planet without really access to clean water, which means that either they don't have clean water and, you know, lovely diseases, or they have to walk for like 8 hours a day to go get water and bring it back. And water's heavy. Water is actually quite heavy. So mainly it ends up with like women and children going and doing that, which means that they're stuck, unable to get jobs and unable to get education, which means they can't get jobs, which we begin the cycle again. So by giving them money and getting dig wells and stuff, which they basically send out teams to go dig wells and put the infrastructure in, we completely break that cycle of poverty in theory, and everything's lovely from then on. But we need the money.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily break it by itself. I mean, often
it helps.
Things that there's lots of different things, but it certainly helps. It's a symptom. It's a part of the problem, and having clean water, you know, obviously very, very good. Yeah, also, not having to walk 8 hours a day to collect it.
Yeah,
very, very good.
Because, you know, each person needs 2 kilos of water a day, and you want to get a family of, you know, 5 people or something. So, yeah. Anyway, if you want to donate, you can go donate at tiny.cc/rollforitwater. And I don't believe it has to be capitalized anymore since Annalise went and redid the capitalization stuff. So you can donate there. We're up to 23% already of our goal for today, so thank you. If we reach our first goal, bit of extra loot for the team. If we reach a second goal, they get a team inspiration dice, which they can spend to boost a roll. And if they reach the third goal, 1.5 times experience for the entire party, which means that they're going to level up really quickly. They're almost halfway to level 3. In fact, they are past halfway to level 3.
What level of experience should we have right now?
You should have extra 300 from the last mission, and 900 is for the next level.
So
which puts you about 600.
On the charity page,
I didn't pick that up.
It shows the total amount that we've raised. What's the daily goal? You're saying it's a daily goal to actually get these bonuses, right?
It's right. So the goal today is $3,400, which is the first goal, which is the free item. And effectively, if we double what our goal was for today, so we started at 2,917. If we double the amount to get to that goal, then we get the next. If we triple that amount. Because unfortunately, you can't set like different goals for different tiers. Mm-hmm. So I've set one goal, which is the item, and then if we double the amount of raising since we started streaming, and we're up 25% already of the first goal. So
nice, sweet.
And yeah, the website address, people asking in chat, it's tiny.cc/roll-for-it-water. It should be appearing in chat with Moobot and other streamers. I think you've got yours set up to do similar things or whatever. We'll have it on screen.
Mine is on screen, yeah.
Yes.
Because I'm so lazy with Nightbot. I could make you say this every now and then, or I could just stick it on the screen and forget about it.
So I figure instead of using the virtual dice, I'm just going to roll dice like this. Now, this, I do want to take just a second if I can. One of my amazing community members, Cowpeeler, made this for me and sent it to my P.O. box. And it is fantastic. This, for those of you that don't know, this is a dice tower. You roll dice in it. They come out here. And they stay contained so they don't knock pieces off boards and things like that. So I did want to take a second to say thank you one more time because this is an awesome, awesome gift. And at some point, I will figure out a way to use it on stream.
You need a dice cam. You just need another camera.
Yeah, just like a dice cam, switch between them.
I have plenty of cameras. I can do that. The trick is getting Skype to easily swap between the cameras when I need to roll a die.
Yeah, that's the issue.
That's the only trick. I have to set up.
Skype, you had one job.
Yeah, I have to jump through a bunch of hoops to make that happen. But it is planned. If it is allowed, then I do plan on doing that. I have about 4 or 5 C920s right now, counting the coffee camera. So I can do that. Yes, I am.
Aww.
Soon I will have C930s. Not really. Little baby C100s. I don't know how camera breeding works.
I'm just imagining Logitech is like a large warehouse where they just battery breed the webcams. Horrible conditions.
Don't say like that.
Cooped up.
Oh, that makes me feel really bad.
No, they're free range. All Logitech webcams are free range. They get real grain and sunlight 8 hours a day.
That's good. I'm glad about this.
Okay. So you were on your way to Port Town, which is a smallish town, mainly filled with docks and warehouses outside of Riverton, which is the capital of Middleshire, where, it's the capital of the Hobbit area. So, still fairly peaceful and stuff like that. Not too much in the way of threats generally. And they're fairly simple folk, although probably don't say that to their faces. So it took you about 1.5 days. You set out about midday to get from the village where you're staying all the way to Port Town. And by the time you get there, it's getting on, it's quite late, and there's a sort of half mist in the air. And you get up to the edge of the town. You can see over the town, it's relatively small. I mean, those of you who are from cities and so on, or even, particularly big towns, this is a hobbit town. Just like the hobbits themselves, it's a little bit smaller than you would expect. They're not particularly urban folk. But there are several large buildings towards the river, which runs down the middle of the town, which you presume are warehouses. And you head into town, and you start noticing that it's a little bit quiet. Roll perception.
Okay. Straight with the rolls.
Just a quick logistics type question. So we had inspiration last time that's gone now? That's per session, right?
Yeah.
So no inspiration.
Yes.
We rested. All hit dice are restored. Spell slots We're good? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
you've had enough time. 15.
I forgot to add my modifier. I got an 11.
Macros, man.
11.
18.
18.
And
And
I got 7.
okay, so as you get into town, it is eerily quiet. You just start walking through the fringes. You start walking up one of the roads nearby, which your path that you've been going down leads onto. And there isn't much. You can hear the odd occasional hurried footsteps in the distance, but you can't see anyone. It's a little bit misty, and there is absolutely no one up the street you can see. However, Wolfslay, you do notice one of Aramil's pockets or pouches is slightly glowing. Not that the pouch itself is glowing, but something inside there is glowing.
I think I'll point that out to him.
What is it?
Aramil,
I'll just take it out.
your
I'll just
pocket is glowing.
Really? It's unusual.
You sure don't want to hit it. This is a perfect opportunity to hit something.
Yeah. Don't give her ideas.
Shiny. I may like hitting things. I also like shiny things.
Well, let's see. What do I even have in my inventory? So I only have the death pendant.
And as you look through your pocket and you look at the death pendant, you see that the death pendant is slightly glowing, pale sort of greenish blue, so it's sort of turquoise color, ever so faintly.
Okay. I have a spell. It's called Detect Magic. That just detects the presence of magic. It can't actually identify.
Yep.
Can it?
No, you would need the Identify spell, which also costs a pearl of 100 GP, but isn't used up. But yeah, you don't have that spell. Yeah, Identify Magic will allow you to go, this is a magical thing. It wouldn't really tell you much. If you were particularly good at an Arcana, I might be generous and be like, you can vaguely get some ideas of it, but you wouldn't get much more than a cursory idea.
Well, it's been a day. Melfas is clearly an idiot who shot me in the neck. Can I do an Arcana check to see? Because I'm a smart guy. I think I could. I see this glowing thing.
You've got new information about it now, so you can make an Arcana check, yeah.
Okay, so who's rolling? Who's Malphus? You I don't trust you, so it doesn't matter what you roll. We'll take my roll. It's a lot better than yours. I know I'm smart. Okay. You're dumb. Neener.
So you don't have long to study the pendant, because as soon as you start studying it again and looking at it, you realize that the fact that it's glowing, it's linked to some sort of awareness or search or detection spell, and due to the nature of the pendant, the sort of inlaid sort of bones and so on, the skull motif, you think that it's detecting undead.
Okay, so we've got undead nearby. Pretty sure that's what this means.
Wait. Isn't it supposed to make wine?
Don't listen to Malphus. Everyone knows he's an idiot. Don't you remember when he shot me in the neck? Come on. So clearly,
thing I've ever done.
Clearly, Battle Roarer is nearby because he's a necromancer and there's undead nearby. So,
okay. Oh, I didn't get that.
You guys don't believe me? No, really. I know about Arcana. This thing is detecting undead. So maybe it's not Battle Roarer, but it might be his dead wife. He did say she died. Something's dead.
Who has a passive perception of 15?
I do.
Okay. So as you say this, and you've turned around to the group to say this to them, you notice over their shoulders, coming out of an alleyway, is a tall, gangly humanoid with a long, pointed pink tongue out of its mouth. It's got taloned hands, sort of a pale sort of blue, necrotic, vaguely looking like it's gone off flesh. Not like zombie flesh, but like it's definitely sort of the blue cyanosis you get after lack of oxygen deprivation to flesh, and very pointed teeth. Quite thin, but everything you can see is muscle or bone. And it starts to run at you as it sees you.
I get to hit things already?
Okay, so
anything.
I'm the one who sees it, and so I would assume that I can respond to this then.
Sure.
Before, I'll just talk, just tell everyone, hey, look, there's a thing running at us. It looks bad. We should kill it.
How far away is it?
In which case, roll initiative. It is about 30 feet away from you.
Close enough.
Yep. 17.
At which point I need to put on some battle music.
13.
What is the initiative bonus again?
None.
Dexterity.
Well, for me, it's none.
Why have I got an initiative of 4 on my character sheet? That's odd. Dexterity is 3.
Do you get like a bonus to initiative for being a rogue or something? I don't know. I think we went through this before. I think you're right. It is 3.
It is 3.
I think we had this conversation last time.
Yeah, I think so. I must have done save.
Music's a lot louder than last week.
Okay, oh my god, it is. Yeah. That better?
Oh, it was working on my channel.
Yeah, it
Good
was fine
volume
for
on
me.
mine.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah, I like the
Happy
level.
medium.
Keep it.
Okay, oh, I rolled really low. Okay, who's got the highest initiative?
I have no idea.
I don't know. You're supposed to be keeping track. I had 18.
18 Wolf Slayer.
No, 17. Excuse me. I had 17.
18
Scarlet had
Faramil.
3. Myself and Aramil had 13. And Wolf Slayer had 18.
Scarlet's got 8.
Yeah, I had 8.
Okay. So that makes it
Wolf Slayer.
Aramil, Wolf Slayer,
Wolf Slayer's
Melfast,
first.
Scarlet.
Wolf Slayer had a 17.
Oh, sorry.
Wolf Slayer 17.
Oh,
Aramil
you've got
Melfast
13. I
13.
see. Sorry, I was looking at 18. Which means you're with Melfast. You love that. Okay, that makes it Wolf Slayer.
It looks pretty angry, right? I mean,
You turn around, it's going...
Do I need to do like any
Hey,
sort
the
of
voiceovers are back.
any sort of insight check or something to determine that it is coming to try and eat us?
I think
make an
it's
insight check.
I mean, it looks pretty hostile.
Yeah,
Like
you can
whether
make a
or
free
not it's
action insight check if you
actually
want.
trying to, it looks like it's going to at a cursory glance.
Yeah, you don't even need to make an insight check.
because that's all I need is that
I was going to
cursory
let you roll that if you
glance.
wanted to. No, it's running at you. It's got talons out. It's got blood on its talons that looks fresh, and it's
That's
dripping with some blood.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. I get a big grin. I smack my axe on my shield on the back. I'll meet it halfway and lop its head off. It'd be great.
Okay, you run at it, pull your axe out, and
Well,
I think
I
that's more-
suppose I should be a little angry first.
you get angry during the run. Okay.
Yeah. I am angry that I was interrupted from looking at shinies. So I'm raging now. I'm raging.
The
Very
secret
angry.
have
is,
such a short
I'm always
fuse.
angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And crappy. Okay, no, that's a crappy roll. So,
Very nice.
Well,
and we're done here.
pull your axe
Pop that
out,
over.
you run towards it, and you just like, in sort of mid-run towards it, about 10 feet away, you jump and bring the axe down on it. Roll damage. And remember, you get double dice.
Oops. Sorry, I didn't actually mean to hit that.
6 plus...
Do you want that to count? Because I wasn't trying to roll that.
It's the right dice, so I'll count it. 6 and another dice.
Plus 5.
The 21 damage.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Okay,
Seems
so you've
about right,
gone
yeah.
down with your axe. Dig it really deep down into its shoulder, like ear comes off, part of its cheek comes off. Really deep down, like, you know, sort of about 2 inches above sternum level into it, and then yank it out, using your foot on it as, like, sort of leverage. It's got so deep down in. And it's not dead.
Really? Oh, man. That means I get to hit it again.
Okay, that would make it Melthas and Aramel.
After you, Sir Druid.
Well, I suppose I might as well just finish him off. I'm gonna do my golf swing again. Remember how often I just kill things by knocking their heads off? So yeah, I'm gonna use Shillelagh and just take a swing.
Okay, you pull your quarterstaff out. As you run towards it, it sort of pulses with green light and sort of vines and stuff wrap around it, making it heavy at one end. Go for it.
Okay. 13 plus 5, so I got 18 for hit.
I see, 18. That is a hit.
11 damage.
At 11 for damage.
Okay, so you bring your quarterstaff, which is now sort of more club than quarterstaff, down and
it's a golf
smack it
club.
in the side of the head. And its jaw sort of breaks, and it looks around at you, lolling this tongue, goes... damage. Right, okay. However, it is severely disorientated, and one of its eyes is sort of bloodshot, and blood is dripping down the side of its head. And you think you probably cracked its cheek, the way that it's sort of almost concaved on the side of its face now.
Wow.
Okay.
Still not dead.
No?
Wow.
Well, I think technically it was dead when we started. We're just trying to finish the job.
Alright, so that would make it my turn, yeah?
Go for it.
Yeah. Then I'll just go for an attack with my short bow. That means advantage, is that correct? Because it's engaged with 2 other people. I will ask that every time. I'll just... and that is my dexterity and my proficiency. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. 22 for a hit.
Okay. Why do you have advantage?
I just asked. It was engaged.
Sorry.
We have
I
melee.
thought you meant about the plus d6. Do you get advantage on when it's engaged? You
I don't
get
know.
level 3
That's what I was asking.
rope stuff.
He gets a bonus.
Oh, okay.
Bonus
I'll
hit.
check the rope stuff.
I think it's just a bonus die on damage.
Yeah, I think you just get bonus damage. I'm not sure if you get the
Do you want me
advantage.
to make the roll again?
It's fine. I'll accept it now.
I
should
don't
have heard
mind.
you
So,
say it earlier.
As soon as Malphus gets his bow out, I duck. I want to say that.
I think you're out of actions at this point.
I guess you can use your reaction to do a little bit of a duck if you want. So,
Aramel
sees Malthus get it out, and he goes, "Oh crap!"
Yeah, I take a swing at it, and then I just assume that Malphus has something out for me, and I just kind of roll like duck to the side, way out of his line of sight and like angle of attack.
So damage on that.
So it's 2d6 because it's the regular d6 for a short bow and then my sneak attack.
Yeah. Plus dex.
Plus stacks would be 3. So that brings it up to 10.
11. Oh, wait. What? Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah. 10. I was getting the wrong die. Yeah. You pull your short bow out. You fire. Arrow whistles past Wolfslayer's head, directly where Aramil would have been if he hadn't ducked. I wonder if this is intentional on your part at this point, but the arrow smacks clean into the eagle's throat, and the creature just falls back, trying to hiss, and the light goes out from its eyes, and it stops moving over the course of the next 5 seconds. At which point, make perception tests.
Ooh. Very nice roll there, Wolfslayer.
24.
Ooh. And a very nice roll from
Even better by
Aramil.
I don't know.
I can perceive.
Okay, in which case, Aramil, Wolfslayer, you both spot coming down a different alley behind you 2 more.
I'm sorry to break the fourth wall, but it just sounds to me it's like you're playing a game and the balance difficulty slider just went up. It's like you weren't supposed to kill that one so fast. Here's 2 more. Sorry. Carry on. The side note.
Okay. So it's my go now. Actually, it's Scarlet's go. Sorry, Scarlet, you're not gonna go.
Yeah, Michael. Okay. How far are these ones that are coming towards us?
Well, they came from behind you. You hadn't moved, so they're probably about only 5 to 10 feet from you right now.
Right. Okay.
You and Squishy, because Squishy hasn't moved. No one told him to.
Okay. What do I want to do? I'll use my bow on the nearest one, I think.
Okay.
Okay, short bow.
Being that this is we killed the first one, can I know what this is? Like what kind of creature it is? Do I have the ability to perceive like actually what it is?
Sure. You can roll an Arcana check.
I think it'd be relevant because I hate undead. You know, I should know what it is. I got
damage of 16 there.
It looks
16. That's a hit, and you managed to get 4 points of damage. So, Scarlet quickly looks around the bow, points it 5-10 feet away, and arrow just goes straight into the stomach of one of them, who seems completely unfazed by that.
With a 3, you even sure it's undead?
It looks dead to me. Yeah, that looks bad. We should kill it.
Okay, so Aramil, you look over the body of the one nearby. You only get a cursory chance to glance at this, and you glance at it and you're like, I have no idea what that is. It looks bad. Probably evil.
We should kill it. Yeah.
I think we've all come to that conclusion, considering Wolfslayer walloped it, almost cut it in half, and it kept moving.
Okay.
Carry on.
I need to find the stats for a giant badger.
I have them.
Oh, what's its initiative?
Giant badger.
Not to like diminish our numbers or anything, but like, would the giant badger, I mean, since the giant badger is not yet an animal companion, would it really necessarily dive right into battle with us? I mean, that's maybe yes, but I don't know. I don't know. So I just figured I should toss that out there prior to it actually being an animal.
Perhaps if it was attacking something that was something it perceived as a natural enemy, it would be more inclined, but whether these things, whatever they are, because Aramil hasn't shed any light on that yet.
To metagame for a second, we also don't want to lose it before it becomes an animal companion.
Yeah.
Okay, so I rolled for its initiative, and regardless of what its bonus is, it got a 20.
Okay.
So, it's going to take its action now, but it should be at the first one in the round. It's going to run up to the one you just killed, and it's going to try and eat it. And the badger goes and tries to like gnaw at its foot, and then very quickly spits it out.
Nice work, Squishy. The sheet I'm looking at, it doesn't have an initiative listed. You're just talking about like the dex modifier, right?
Yeah, it'd be the dex modifier.
Yeah, it's 0, but okay.
0. Okay, cool.
Best badger sound effect ever.
Their turn. Well, they're both next to Scarlet. So one of them runs up to Scarlet. And is going to go for a claw attack, swinging down with its talons, which these ones aren't covered in blood. What is your armor class?
14.
14. Okay. You take...
My chat have named Squishy Golem Badger, by the way.
11 points of slashing damage as the talons come down, catch the bottom of your chin, and then all the way down your throat, ripping through your leather armor with ease.
What?
Doing massive damage. You're bleeding massively from these cuts.
Wait, Scarlet?
Lovely.
Scarlet just got hit for 11 damage?
Yeah.
Do you still only have 8?
I also need to make a Constitution check.
Constitution.
Ow.
Do you still only have... You have 8 HP, last you told us.
We leveled up.
We leveled up.
Oh, that's... Okay, so what's your current... your actual totals?
Total is now 20 minus, like, whatever just happened there.
It's now at 9, basically.
Now at 9, yeah.
You have... Wait. Oh, okay, I was looking at the wrong one. I'm sorry.
That's a good Constitution roll.
Okay, as the talons sink into your flesh, you can feel sort of this wave of almost like cold, but it's not quite cold. It's just your muscles refusing to function briefly around your chest. And you manage to shrug it off just. The other one is going to run up to Melthas, who is standing right next to Scarlet.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I haven't moved either.
Yeah.
I just used a range attack.
Yeah. What's your armor
My
class?
armor class is 14.
Okay, so it takes a massive swing at you, and you manage to duck under its blow. Misses you by about 6 inches,
Okay.
but these talons streak through the air above where you were, and they would have taken your head off if you weren't there.
Okay.
That would make it Squishy's turn again. Squishy knocks it over a nearby rubbish bin and starts to go through it. And it finds something to feast on.
Squishy is hungry.
Squishy must feast.
I'm sorry. I missed it. Did Malphus get hit?
No.
Nice.
Dodged.
Nice work.
Thankfully.
So one of them is attacking Miss Personnel, one's attacking... Sorry.
One's on Scarlet,
one of them
one's
is
on
attacking
Malphus.
Scarlet, one of them is attacking Malphus. The one attacking
Scarlet is
Malphus
drawn for
missed,
blood.
the one attacking Scarlet, not so much.
Yeah.
I am going to attempt to cleave the one attacking my friend. Also because she took a lot of damage.
Yeah.
All right. All right. No, we won't try that yet. That is get him. 23.
Nice.
That would be a hit.
Or 12 points.
12 points. Okay, so you run over, you bring your axe down and across, and you bring it into its chest. There's a crack. You pull it out, and you've probably like broken several ribs, you think, maybe even cracked its sternum. But the thing seems to be slightly injured in how it's acting, but it doesn't seem to feel it. Okay. At which point it is Malphus and Aramil.
Well, Aramil went first last time, so we'll keep that as the turn order.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes it a little bit easier.
Well, I'm going to turn immediately toward Scarlet and utter a few, sacred druidic prayers to heal some of that nastiness. The wounds, they looked really bad, so we'll take care of that first. That's a bonus action. And as I'm doing that, I'm running toward the ghoul that Wolfslayer had just hit. We're going to try to do some focus fire here. Kill it. So,
Okay.
I think this is one I don't actually have a macro for. I don't even remember how the spell works. It's a D4, I think.
D4 plus wisdom?
Yeah. Oof. So 6 HP.
Yes, 6 HP. So as you run over, you say some words that sort of very deep and sound vaguely earthy somehow, and her chest begins to close up around these massive gashes that she's got. Not fully, though. They're still bleeding, but they are no longer profusely bleeding.
Okay, and then as I'm running, I take my already Shillelagh's weapon and just, again, I'm going to do the good old-fashioned Tiger Woods golf club swing at it.
Tiger Woods is a very famous elf from down south.
Yeah, he was in my hometown. So.
Yeah.
17, 22 for hit, only 4 damage.
Okay, so you bring it down. You get a solid crack against its chest. Which one were you attacking? The one that attacked Malphas or the one that attacked Scarlet?
The one that Wolfslayer had just hit.
Okay. And you bring it down in its chest, roughly where she'd broken the ribs, trying to maximize the damage. But it didn't seem to feel it. It's obviously cracked the ribs a little bit further and smashed them inwards, but it just turns around and looks at you and sort of goes with its tongue sort of lolling around.
Nasty.
Okay.
Very nice.
And I also duck.
Yes.
I duck, because I
duck.
see Malphus. I know Malphus is shooting his bow. I just don't... Yeah. Just
Okay,
kidding.
Malphus.
Okay. Just got a quick question here. What are our surroundings like at the moment?
You're in the middle of the street with a couple of alleyways off every now and again. Mainly sort of low buildings, hobbit buildings. You came down some main street.
How low is low for like the roofs and
Talking
like
maybe
windowsills on the second stories and things like that?
6 foot for the top of the roof at street height. So instead of being 8 foot or something that they normally would be, 9 foot, they're stacked about 6 foot.
Right, now I've got cunning action. Now, does that mean I can just disengage and put some distance between myself?
As a bonus action rather than full action.
Bonus
yes.
action. Okay. Right then, I'm going to... Are there any buildings with such low roofs nearby?
A 6 foot roof would still be like an action to jump up.
Yeah.
It involves like a proper clambering or a jump and clamber.
And would my acrobatics come in on that?
Yeah, you could do an acrobatics test, but it will take your action to do it.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll disengage as my bonus action, find the nearest perch that would give me some sort of height advantage and put me out of reach of the enemy and try to get up on top of it.
Make an acrobatics test.
Okay, so that's 25. 23.
Okay, you manage to find like a really good perch. You run up to the nearest building. You do some sort of like parkour type stuff. You just put your foot up the building. You manage to kick up. You jump almost 6 foot with that little bit of a jump from the side wall. You get on top, land firmly. Nothing, no like tiles or anything move. No thatch moves or anything. You run up to the top. You steady yourself next to a chimney pot, and you look down. You've got a very good perch right now.
Okay, that's my action.
Okay, that would make it Scarlet.
Okay, so there's still that one that's near me and Wolf Slayer, right?
And Aramel, yes.
And Aramel, okay. I may as well switch to my swords at this point since I'm right up there and use them against that one.
Okay, so drop bow and pull sword, free action, bonus action, pull extra sword, full action attack, yes. That's a hit, and you did 8 damage. Okay. So, quickly just dropping the bow, being like, well, too close now. You grab the swords. Sort of as you cross sword trying to draw, you manage to bleed over your hand. Your own blood going down the sword as you draw it. And you bring it round and you slash it along the neck. And you do 8 points of damage and it sinks deeply in. Sort of this dark blood starts flowing out of the thing's neck. And then the second sword. Hit of 17. Okay. You managed to swing an extra sword around, and then you managed to clip it along the face, doing a sort of a cut from cheekbone all the way, cutting a little bit of its nose and down to the top of its lip. But it's not a particularly deep cut. Okay. At which point, a giant shimmering hand, larger than a human, appears near you. And it grasps the combatant who tried to attack Malthus and missed, and then goes up.
Okay.
Okay. And this undead creature is now trying to flail about, but its hands are sort of pinned next to it, legs pinned, and it's going... It's not sure what's really happened. This just ethereal hand sort of made of sort of smoke and mist is just clutching it tightly, shimmering. I believe that would make it Squishy's go.
Just out of curiosity, did the hand from my perch, would it appear that the hand definitely went for that creature, or was it possibly also going for the space where I was, which the creature now more or less occupies alone?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
It was definitely targeting that creature, even in such a 7 roll. Yeah.
Okay.
The hand literally appears right behind it and went... Boom.
All right.
That would make it Squishy. Squishy is busy rooting through the dumpster. That would make it... I go. At Wolf Slayer, it brings its talons down, enraged at all the damage and the destroyed sort of flesh that's come off all these attacks. Brings its talons down, rolls to attack, and yeah, your armor class is not high enough. Hits you, doing... $13 points of slashing damage, which you are raging, so that is 6. But still, brings it down across your arm, and these bloody gashes are inflicted, which start bleeding.
Lost my pencil.
Is bleeding a status effect, or is it just commentary?
No.
Flavor text.
Just description. All right.
I'm so robotic about games. I'm like, I need to see the debuff. what are the status effects? How many turns does it last?
You feel a slight tingling around the wound, but it quickly abates.
A giggle.
Giggle. Tickle.
I basically look at it and go.
I used to think she was just bloodthirsty, but I'm starting to think she might be mad.
Right, that means it is now Wolfslayer again.
Well, true, actually.
Yeah, it is.
No wonder she giggled.
I would like to hit it repeatedly if possible, but I think I only get one this turn.
Oh.
I feel that way too, Malphus. Oh, I only get to hit once.
I know, it's terrible.
It's no good. Come on, 20. I'll
Not
take
far
it.
off.
Far enough that I don't do double damage.
I know, but
12 points.
Got a particular way you want to do this?
Nah, I already had my fun. You can have yours now.
Okay. You kick it up against the wall nearby. It's so damaged it can't really put up too much of a fight when you do this stuff out of shock. And then it hits the wall behind it. And as it goes to lunge at you, you just bring the axe down into its chest, embedding it against the wall. And it flails for like 5 seconds and stops moving. Anyone want to do anything? There is a hand above you ascending.
are we out of combat now and we can just react?
Unless you want to do anything about that, the giant hand floating above you that's going upwards.
It's not my turn, yeah, I don't think. Sarah Mills now.
Okay, so the hand picked up a ghoul. I'm assuming it's, well, that thing that looks dead, right?
Yes.
It's still up there, right?
It's going up, yes.
With
It's
Still going
traveling
up.
right now.
Still, oh, okay.
with the undead thing in its grasp.
Yep.
Is it within range to attack, or is it like how high
It's
is it?
currently 40 feet up and it is... No, 60 feet up and it is going up.
Just say goodbye. Yeah, see you later.
Aramil waves. Okay. Does anyone want to act about it or do we want to go out of combat?
I feel that I wouldn't want to necessarily shoot at it, but I would knock an arrow and just kind of... I'm not moving from my perch. As long as I'm not somewhere where it could conceivably land on me, I'm staying where I am right now.
Okay.
I would like to preparedly go to about where the ghoul or whatever it is would drop if the hand disappears or lets go, but...
You did have movement left on your turn, so you can still, move to...
Okay. Well, it's
think
just...
it's gonna...
You know, if we're staying in combat, then okay, I'll do that during
I'm
my
okay to
turn,
move out
but-
of combat at this point.
Yeah, like
make perception checks.
Okay.
Malthus, you had advantage.
So
'cause
with
you're perch.
I don't with when you have passive perception, and you say make a perception check,
damn it.
wouldn't passive perception kind of like be the floor,
Oh, that's fine.
like the worst you could do? Is that not how it works?
No, passive perception is so that I can just go, I'm going to check if you see something by checking your passive perception without you knowing.
Okay, so otherwise I could roll
Fine.
worse, really bad. Okay.
Yeah.
I rolled a 15 and a 20.
20, okay.
Did you say with advantage?
No.
I'm too excited by the fun that I had just now to notice anything really. I got a 6.
Okay. Aramil is
10.
also fairly intrigued. Scarlet, you notice down the end of the street that you were actually heading up, the opposite end from which you came, you notice someone maybe 30 feet away standing at a doorway. Melthas, you notice someone standing at a doorway, the same person at the same doorway, and you manage to see, like, as a candle flickers in a nearby building and some curtains twitch, light falls quickly upon their face, and it is a familiar figure.
How familiar? Like I've got a feeling I know them, or I actually know who I'm looking at?
You know who you're looking at, and
Okay.
it's someone from your past.
All right.
Dun dun.
At which point, since we're about to end combat, the hand goes up another 60 feet
Right.
and disappears. There is a quick sort of cartoon moment where this undead creature goes
I want to see if I can hit it on the way down.
Okay, make an attack roll at disadvantage.
Disadvantage. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Come on, 2 20s.
Actually, not at disadvantage because it's still a hit. As the undead creature comes down, you bring your axe up from below, and it literally just parts in front of your axe. Both ends then hit the ground, and there is a loud squelch. And
I turned to Scarlet and say,
splash of mud and gore from the cobblestones washes over Wolfslayer and the nearby building.
I need a shower.
Okay, so we're out of combat?
You are indeed out of combat.
Okay, hey guys, I'm pretty sure I can detect if there is, like, the source of this magic. I could possibly detect it, but if I want to use a ritual casting, it'll take 10 minutes. So, do we want to just go inspect this figure in the doorframe, or figure out where the spell came from?
You don't know there's anyone there.
I mean, what do you guys want to do? We should figure out where that magic came from, right?
Well, I'm curious who this figure is.
What figure?
The figure from Melphis' past.
Oh. Did you shoot him in the neck, too?
Well, so there's a guy standing over in a doorway.
Darlings, you better get in here quick before more of them come.
More of them?
A loud female voice echoes towards you.
Okay, I just twigged.
Okay. You all look around. You see a figure in a doorway, 30 feet away, very much blending in with the shadows of the inset doorway.
The moment I hear that voice, I relax the bow, start smiling, and just hop down off the roof immediately. I don't even question it. I just immediately jump down. Though I go to Scarlet first to see if she's okay, because from all the craziness, ducking under clothes and things, I don't know if she's been fully healed or not, or if she's still wounded.
Yeah. As you jump down from the rooftop and you land in the street, which is a little bit better lit from the nearby houses, the voice rings out again and goes, Mishkar? Oh, Mishkar! Come on, we'll not worry about your friend. We'll sort that out inside. You better get in.
At this point, I'm just grinning ear to ear, but I still head to Scarlet to see if she needs help getting in. But I'm like, let's go now. Don't worry. Don't linger here. Let's just get inside now.
Oh. I keep kind of, as I'm like, I'm hesitant to go in. I'm kind of looking for more as I go inside.
Okay, everybody make wisdom checks.
Had to be a wisdom check, huh?
Wisdom, like a actual attribute check. Okay.
Dumb in my case.
Oh,
hey, but I didn't do a bad roll on it.
Yeah, I got terrible.
Okay, Melthas in his glee apparently forgets, or the rest of you forget, and the rest of you turn around and go, "Oh wait, Squishy," who is busy getting inside of a rubbish can.
Okay, I have a spell actually memorized from last night, with the expectation that this
badger
that doesn't speak words good might be unable to communicate. So I would, if we have the time, I'll just ritual cast it and then talk to him.
Ritual cast takes 10 minutes.
Well, do you guys want me to? I don't know.
If you want to talk to him, then talk to him now. We're not waiting 10 minutes for more of these to come.
Alright, very well. I'll use the spell slot. And then say, "Hey, Squishy."
You motion some hand gestures and you say, "Hey, Squishy," which all the rest of the people around you just hear is "Hey, Squishy," and what you doing?
We're gonna go inside now. We're gonna take the eggs with us. Would you like to come?
All right.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh, that's fantastic. Remember, that was brilliant. That was genuinely awesome.
And you can talk to it for like 10 minutes, isn't it now?
I believe so. Yeah, it's 10-minute cast.
Yeah.
Since no, it's actually... Yeah, 10-minute duration.
Yeah, 10-minute duration.
So I'm going to say all the things that I said to it last time when it couldn't understand me. Quickly, before the time runs out.
Okay, so what do you say to it?
Is that right?
As you're walking in the door?
I say, just sort of casual, like, just, hey, by the way. So, hey, Squishy, do you remember when you were injured the other day?
Oh.
And when we first met?
Yes.
Yeah, and I healed you, right? I closed your wounds. Yeah, no problem. I'm with nature. I love you guys. You're awesome. But I
love eggs.
Scarlet, do you know which one Scarlet is? That one over there?
Oh, that one.
Yeah. She almost
died. The one that
died.
smells like sea.
Like what?
She smells like sea.
Sea?
Like the ocean.
Oh, okay. You have
a well-traveled
You're very profound intellect for a badger. I'm impressed. Anyway, she almost died because because I was trying to help you, and so I would be grateful if you would help look out for her in the future. Could you think you could do that?
Persuasion check at advantage.
Do what?
Persuasion check at advantage.
I still couldn't hear the check type.
Persuasion. Sorry.
Persuasion. Fortunately, that's something I'm actually good at. I think.
I'm good at rolling dice, so it doesn't really matter whether you've got perception or not at this point. You keep rolling the high rolls.
Okay. Got a 19, which is a 24.
Okay. You healed me. She was nice to me. Okay.
And he rubs up against your leg before walking in the door.
Nice chat. See you out there.
You have a fairly large badger.
Oh, that's just squishy.
You've got bigger pets than you used to, Melthas.
This one isn't mine. I'll point at... First, I'll go to point at Aramil, and then I'll point at Scarlet, and then I'll seem undecided and just kind of wave my hand between the two.
He's kind of just the grips. It's a long story.
I hesitate at the door, and not just because I want to hit more things, but you said that I kind of got a bunch of ichor and stuff on me.
Oh, yes.
So I kind of, like, hesitate and look questioningly at the lovely hostess.
Oh, and she nods. She goes, don't worry about it. Let me get that for you. And she just waves her hand at you, and all the ichor just pulls away from your body and then just dissipates into particles.
Thank you.
She shuts the door. She touches the door handle. And then she turns back to the room, and you see a fireplace in one corner and some sofas. You've all got, like, dark vision, so you all see this, really. Even without much light. And she then just waves her hand at the fireplace, and some fire shoots out of her hand, hits the fireplace, and it bursts into a roaring fire.
It sounds really creepy in here.
I seem unfazed by this completely. In fact, I seem absolutely at ease. Like, more so than you've ever seen it. I've seen practically, like, almost ungraciously comfortable in this company. Like, I'm just getting myself comfy, just moving with purpose towards the couch, not even really caring about it.
So, Mishka, I see you've made some new friends.
I think I have. Pointed stare at Aramil.
I'm not so sure we're friends. He's tried to kill me at least twice that I know of.
Twice?
Mishka, have you been playing dirty again?
Since when have I ever played clean?
This is true. Would you like some drinks, tea, dinner?
At this point, because I haven't been able to work it out myself, is Scarlet still wounded to a degree?
She's bleeding.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Yeah. Can we maybe...
I'll point straight at Scarlet and say, well, the rest can wait. You know, this one at least is my friend, and if you could help her, please, Devoshka.
Sorry, I did not see you, dear. And she pulls a bottle out of one of her pockets, and she tosses it to you and says, if you drink that, you'll be fine.
Awesome, thanks. I'll just swig it down.
Okay. You swig it down, and you feel a sort of slight warmth, and you notice your wounds close up. And then she waves her hand at you again, muttering some vague syllables under her breath, and the gore of your own blood pulls off your clothes and then dissipates. And then she does the same again, but with some slightly different syllables, and then your clothes pull together around the seams where they've split from the talon marks, and vague threads sort of start to intertwine. And after a few seconds later, they are mended.
Still a show-off, I see.
Wow, yeah.
Well, one has to be helpful. Anyone who's a friend of Mishka's is a friend of mine. Or maybe not a friend of Mishka's, looking at Aramil.
Well, at this point, I've got a little bit of explaining to do. But yes, some drinks, some food. We've been on the road for a ways. But the rest of you can be at ease here. We are definitely amongst friends.
I will take my time getting the food and drink. She walks off to a room nearby.
Okay. At this point, I'm just sitting down, getting myself comfy on one of the sofas, taking my bow off, just putting it down, things like that.
So, what's the story here, Melfas? You had a friend before us?
As hard as it may be to believe, I've got several friends. Some of them I don't even accidentally shoot in the neck sometimes. But I got to...
Just looking out the window for more.
We'll have
totally
to ask her about that. She didn't seem at all surprised that those things were here. And we seem to be running into quite a lot of questionable creatures around this halfling area. I'm a little worried about this.
I want to just ask, because I have this issue with undead, right? People who treat their children wrong. That's kind of why I got so upset with Battle Roar. So, you seem very comfortable with undead, and there's a lot of undead around. You didn't, by chance, happen to give a scroll to a nearby father, did you?
She's not in the room right now.
No, I've been with you the whole time.
I meant your friend.
You'd have to ask her, but it doesn't seem the sort of thing that she would do.
Who is she? Who is this person? And how do you know her?
We've known each other for a very long time, since I was very young. And her name is Devoshka. She, as you can see, is a mage of some considerable power and flamboyance. I say, gesturing at the fact that clothing is now clean and repaired.
Yeah, I like her. She healed me.
Suffice to say, you can trust her as much as you can trust me.
I have issues. I have issues. So it sounds like she definitely did give the scroll to the nearby guy then, huh? If that's how much we can trust her.
Believe, I wouldn't rate your chances of picking a fight with her myself. But no, she's someone I've known for a very long time. She took me in when I was little. I wasn't expecting her to be here at all. I thought she was back in the town Vitona.
So she's like your mom?
No, my mother is a tiefling. It doesn't work like that, I don't know.
She's like your adopted mom? Stepmom?
I'm sure she might feel that way, but I don't need another mother. Still, she did look after me when I was young, yes.
Is she the one who taught you how to aim?
No. Okay. I taught myself that, as you might have noticed.
No, when I find the person responsible for that training, mark my words.
Are you sure you're okay, though, Scarlet? You feel all right now?
Yeah, I feel fine. She seems nice. Hi.
Well, you may as well rest your packs. I'm sure she'll be back in a moment with the drinks.
So where are those eggs you said I was going to get?
No one else hears that. Everyone else hears.
I just look at Squishy and say, "You've already been in. You've had some food. I saw you. Instead of helping anyone, you were eating garbage. Are you still hungry?"
Can we understand what Aramil is saying?
Yes, you can understand what Aramil can say. He speaks like his normal language when he speaks.
Magically,
I checked the listing. Yeah,
the badger can understand
Magically,
me.
they can understand. Yeah.
BRB.
Okay.
So.
Hey, be nice to Squishy.
I am being nice. He's asking for eggs. Aww. Do you have the eggs, or does Wolf?
Eggs. You said you were bringing the eggs. Granted, you didn't tell him you were going to give them to him, but it was kind of implied.
I said we were bringing the eggs in here, but it's up to Scarlet if she's going to part with some. I assume, Scarlet, you're carrying the eggs, or does Wolfslayer have them?
I think Wolfslayer has the eggs.
I think I have the eggs. Yeah, of course I'll give Squishy a couple eggs.
I don't have. There they are.
You put them on the ground?
Don't eat them all at one time. You'll get sick.
Just a couple. 1 or 2. I don't know how much Squishy has been eating of these.
There's quite a nice rug covering most of the room.
He's a giant badger, so he's got an appetite.
Well,
we had a huge tray full, I think. You bought a ton of them.
You're literally checking your inventory for the pallet of eggs.
No, I'm looking to see if I have something I don't know, my shield, but not my shield because I'm rather fond of that at the moment. That I can put the eggs on to feed the giant badger who insists on having eggs in the house.
Voshka walks in at the moment with a tray, puts it down in front of you, and as she puts it down, she gently gets out the tray from underneath it because it's a tray on top of a tray, and she hands Wolfslayer the spare tray.
Thank you.
Done. Sorry, I couldn't help it over here. Okay, so I have pancake rolls, I have chicken, I have turkey, there are in fact some sausages with bacon over there. I have some green stuff here. I do not know if you're a vegetarian or anything, my dear friend. We have tea, coffee, then we got some spirits, we've got some wine. What would you like?
All of the above?
She just pushes the tray 6 inches more towards you.
Nice.
At this point, I'll reach out and try to take a cup and the teapot and pour myself some tea.
Yeah, I'm just helping myself to bits and bobs of the food.
What are you doing here, Devoshka?
I was asked to come up to investigate some magical thing that they said was involved in a murder. I came along, it did not turn out to be magical, so I was going to leave. Then, I kind of was intrigued by what these apparent attacks were going on, and I decided to stay overnight. And yes, there are attacks. Turns out they were correct. They are, in fact, undead creatures.
Have these attacks been happening for a while?
As far as I can gather, 2 or 3 days. Unfortunately, I am not allowed to get involved for reasons. Stupid, arcane, traditional reasons. And she looks kind of annoyed.
Still having those problems.
I didn't bother describing her, by the way. She is middle-aged, from what you can tell, but she has lines around her face that suggest she's a lot older than her looks would give away. She's got sort of auburn hair wrapped up in a bun on the back of her head, which she was putting back together with a sort of a skewer through it when you came up to the door.
So just the other day, we ran across some undead children, and these two over here, the evil
undead children.
Yeah, there was a guy. There was a half elf or a hobbit who whose children had died, and he raised them from the dead using a scroll. And he said that a traveling mage or of some sort sold him the scroll. Was that you?
He said it was a man.
No. I would not do necromancy. It is forbidden.
Do you know of anyone that would possibly have access to necromancy scrolls?
Well, any necromancers I know of are, put it this way, have been dealt with, or are outlawed and on the run.
You said that you couldn't get involved directly. What have you found out in your time here?
This one is cleverer than she gives off. I have found out that...
Basically, she said, you look stupid.
I'm sorry, it is rare to find someone so eloquently put who is from the far north.
As she says.
Probably attacks for 3 days beforehand. They have had about 5 or 6 people killed. These creatures come in every night. I believe they are some form of undead. I have not been able to study them particularly much at length. They kill people, and then they leave towards the end of the night and go out back towards somewhere north or northeast.
Hey, say, well, you seem very smart when it comes to magic. I found this, and I can't really tell exactly what it is. It seems to have started glowing when we got near these undead creatures. Could you tell me more about it?
Pulling out all
this
of
guy
our items that we need identified.
This guy said that it was, and I quote, an undead, like a pendant of death that wearing it would like do. So I don't remember. He's full of it. So, but what does it really do? Do you know?
He said that it would do something you can't remember, but he is full of it.
Yeah.
I do not think my Mishker is quite that full of it, but he
Oh,
can
come
be
on.
a little bullshit at times.
I'm sure you've had experience with him in the past, talking when he
She
doesn't
holds
know.
out a hand towards you for the pendant.
I'll hand it to her.
Okay. She puts it in the middle of a pedestal nearby, and she just walks off into the kitchen and then comes back after rummaging through a drawer. You can hear cutlery moving around, holding a pearl. And she just holds the pearl out in front of her and speaks some words into it, and the pendant begins to shimmer, and she goes, this pendant is the pendant of the Undead Tavern. I believe it would give you ability to withstand the effects of alcohol, which some of you could do with more than others, say Nitschka. And it would also glow when exposed to undead creatures within a certain range. And you notice it's still very faintly glowing right now.
Okay, so
Exactly
we've learned
what I
something
said.
important here. You can't handle your alcohol, Malthus.
It was one time. He had a little bit too much of the vodka.
Note to
This-
self, bet Malthus the next time we're in a pub. I can drink you under the table.
The spell that you just cast on to identify that object, is it per object or... And I kind of, like I have the ring in my hand. Like, I don't want to impose. There's obviously nothing urgent about this, but we do have another item.
This is no worry. Like I said, any friend of Malthus is a friend of mine. And she grabs the pendant off the pedestal, gives it back to Aramel, takes
You are
your
too
little armor
kind.
ring, puts it on the pedestal, speaks some words into the pearl. The armor ring begins to shimmer, and you can see that its reflections off the brass bronze surface look like flames are around it, like it's reflecting a moving fireplace nearby, except for the fact the only fireplace is the one at the other end of the room. And she picks it up and hands it back to you and says, I believe this will cause a fireball to be projected from the end, and it can be used a certain number of times per day.
Per day?
Knew it had something to do with fire. Knew it.
It is not particularly powerful, but it is a low-level sort of enchantment.
Thank you very, very much.
Well, I can't really use this pendant. It's metal. I'm going to transform, and when I transform, it'll choke me or fall off of me or cause problems in some way. So, does anybody want this, or should we just sell it at the next town or this town?
Well, I could possibly do with it, actually, considering I have a gnome who intends to drink me under the
Voshka
table.
chuckles.
Not that she's that far from under the table to start with. I feel I have a slight advantage.
I mean, she is a gnome after all. It would be rather embarrassing for you to lose a drinking contest to a gnome.
It would be, yes.
I'll give it to you on one condition.
What would that be?
You never shoot me in the neck again.
I promise I will never...
Mishkar, have you been shooting people in the necks?
Not on purpose.
So he
I was
says.
shooting at something else.
She gives you a long, hard sideways look. I'm sorry about him. He's never really got the knack of the bow until he was fairly old. And to be fair, I am not any good with bow anyway, so I am not much of a person to instruct him. So I'm afraid he had to find his own way.
For what it's worth, I promise you, Aramil, I will never try to shoot you in the neck.
So,
Okay.
do you have any more embarrassing stories about Belfast?
Please, no. She has a lot.
She sits down on the sofa next to you, pours herself
Tell me more.
some drink from one of the unidentified spirit bottles, and
Perhaps
says,
after we've further discussed the matter at hand.
Right. Yeah, by the way,
Fantastic suggestion.
okay.
by the way,
Oxley, you are the voice of reason of
the
this party.
pendant, it's still glowing, so yeah. There's dead things nearby.
There are more dead things than the 3 you killed.
How many? You said these things come out at night to attack the town. How many attack the town? The town is eerily quiet, so... At least for any town I've been in. I mean, it's no Vitona, but still.
Well, there is now actually a curfew in effect, and not many people are out at night, so that does help somewhat. There are, as far as I can tell, quite a few around here. I have not bothered to check. Like I said, I only got here yesterday, and I plan to leave tomorrow. I wish I could help, but we have certain rules about high-powered mages being able to do stuff in relatively unmagical areas. You know, it is how a lot of these mage overlords get started. They do one thing, they do another, they get carried away with the power, they take over, and then you get, the plutocracy or something like that.
At this point, I kind of, turning away and clearly speaking under my breath, kind of just murmur a name that I clearly don't intend for anyone to really hear. Just a reflex.
She gives you a long, sideways, dirty look.
Oh, so close. That was almost a 20.
I was 15. You know he said something. You didn't quite catch the name, but you also caught how Dvoshka looked at him afterwards.
Did Aramil roll that? The 19 just now? For perception?
No, that was a previous roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was... Scarlet, you are really, really intrigued about any stories that could be told.
17.
Aramil,
Sorry.
you didn't quite catch that.
Sorry.
You thought Melta said something, but you're like, what? Oh, okay, no.
Now I still have speak with animals on. Can I understand Melphus extra strong now because he's, an animal?
Are you trying to...
Sorry.
Technically,
Malthus, I think Aramel's flirting with you.
No.
I think I preferred it when he was flirting with you, honestly. You're not my type. I'm sorry, man. Aramil. I just... The ears and the lack of horns.
Thank you for the eggs. Really tasty.
I was wondering what he was going to say there.
And then the words just disappear. And it's back to normal badger sound.
Aww.
Talk to you later. we'll be in touch.
Like I said, I'm not allowed to intervene. Probably shouldn't have helped you there either. Let's just keep that as a secret between us, yes?
You don't have to ask me.
As far as I can tell, all those ghouls died by axe and other physical weapons. I didn't see any magic involved.
Say, my chat's wondering, did you not notice my +5? Because I actually did roll better than Wolfslayer did. And I learned less.
Oh, yeah,
I was wondering about that.
I got a 17.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
I had a 17.
Okay, yeah, you caught that, Melthus said something, and a dirty look was given, just as Wolfstone did, but you didn't catch what the word actually was. It was short. You were sure it was maybe 1 or 2 words. It couldn't have been anything more than that. Sorry, I didn't see the +5.
It was probably dear old dad.
We gotta capture the dice roll
area. I don't
area.
actually say that.
Chat window instead of the dice. Anyway. So are we gonna go out and kill some more of these undead-looking weird things that I can't identify, or do we want to rest? What do you guys want to do tonight?
Well, I would not recommend you go out and try and take them all on. They are a lot more than we killed. Although that said, you did very well. I am fairly impressed. I must hand it to you. Wolfslayer, was it?
You might want to make her make a perception check. I am still bleeding, just so we're clear.
Oh, sorry, I did not see that. And what are you drinking, by the way? Did you pick any drink off the table?
I don't say anything because that would be horribly rude. I'm just saying you might want to have her make a perception roll.
Yeah, I completely forgot that you got in.
That would be horribly rude of me to say anything.
It could easily be missed when she was cleaning the ichor off you and just didn't notice till now your blood has started to seep back out.
A little,
so much blood.
You know,
no, sorry, darling, you were still bleeding. I did not notice.
Cloth, you know.
What are you drinking?
Well, now that other people have imbibed different things and we seem to be relaxing and she does seem to be a bit trustworthy, then I'll what time of day is it?
It's late, sort of towards midnight.
We never decided what the Goliath brewed.
Oh,
like what it's called, I mean.
It has a name in Goliath.
Well, whatever it is, I ask if she's got any of that. Otherwise, I'll take whatever the strongest is.
I'm sorry, I do not think I have any. I do not have my full liquor cabinet here. I'm sure you can appreciate that. If you want some of the strongest stuff, and she pulls one of the spirits off the table that Scarlet has been unknowingly drinking. She goes, "This vodka should do you just fine."
Well, if she hasn't even noticed that that's what she's drinking, can't be very strong. No, I'll
Scarlet, make
thank her and I'll pour myself.
Okay.
Okay, and as you go to drink, she goes, and if you add this, and she takes out a small bluish bottle, pours it in, and says, "Drink that, and you will be fine." The world is going slightly squiffy.
Squiffy.
I like this world.
I'm giving her this skeptical look of.
It's fine.
Are you sure you can't
I'll
rustle up something a little more potent?
I glance at Melphis and then I'll down it.
Oh.
Okay, as you down it, you feel warmth sort of fill you, and your wounds close. And then she waves her hand. Gore comes off, waves her hand again. Your furs reknit, the fibers pulling together.
Then I look at her and give her a sincere thank you.
It is okay. Do not worry about it.
I just want to make it clear. Can still drink Melfast under a table.
So who got the pendant, by the way?
Give it to Melfast.
Okay. I'll add that then.
You will need to attune to that.
Okay.
Which means you need to spend an hour bonding to it. You can only be attuned to 3 items at once.
Aww.
So this is like a pet now. Oh my lord. Okay. What is the amulet called?
The Pendant of the Undead Tavern.
That's such a weird item.
This is a mechanics question. When I wild shape into a shape, what type of action is it to unshift?
I believe it's a bonus. I think it's a bonus. I think it's an action to shift and a bonus to unshift or something like that, but then your action is now a bonus because you've gone for the moon.
Right.
I'm going to call it a bonus until I check otherwise.
Yeah, the question in chat is like, can I be in a shape and then in the same turn turn into another shape? And I don't think I can.
Yes.
I can?
I think you can, because you can bonus change and then you can action change, and you can choose to use an action instead of a bonus.
But I lose the actual attack then. Yeah. Actually can't act on it that turn. Okay, that's cool. People are just saying that druids are OP, that's all. Sorry.
They're pretty good, but as soon as anyone sees a druid shift out of a form because they've been damaged, everyone will go, oh, he's vulnerable. Stab, stab, stab. That's the downside of druids.
How long can they keep a form for? How long can they keep a form for?
It's determined by their druid level divided by 2 or something.
Yeah, it's like a half. It's like a half hour or an hour for me right now.
I think it's an hour for you at the moment.
Yeah, I'm level 2 divided by half.
Longer. Yeah. Right. So Dvoshka turns to you and goes, "If you want to sleep here tonight, feel free. I'm currently renting the house. I have to go back and work on my businesses."
I wasn't going to ask, but thank you very much.
Do not worry about it. It's not as if I'm using all the floor space, the couches, or the second bedroom.
Okay, well, at that point, I'm just kind of...
Yeah, does anybody want to go meditate?
Sitting easy on the couch. Shall we call it a night?
Did we decide...
Start into this.
Wolfslayer, did we decide that Wolfslayer sleeps or meditates? I can't remember.
Wolfslayer sleeps. You can choose to meditate, yes.
I'll meditate. I'll keep watch for a while if we're going to actually put somebody up. I know we're in a room, but I'll meditate.
As you're prepared to start going to sleep, Dvoshka says, "Do not worry about posting a guard. You can sleep fully tonight. I will cast an alarm spell. If anyone tries to break in, there will be a fairly loud alarm. You will not be able to sleep through it. And also, I acquired this trinket while I was up here. I was going to sell it, but frankly, it is not particularly valuable, and maybe you could make more use of it than me." And she hands you a sort of pendant wristband, and on it is a round marked stone with lines running around it. And as you start following all the lines of your eyes, you notice that they all eventually come together at one point.
Who's she handing it to?
What is this? What does it do?
She would hand it to you.
Okay.
But it is a pendant of locating. Anytime you want to know where it is, you just have to think about it. You just need to be attuned to it, and you will know where it is.
Mm. Can we put it on any of his arrows? So I could...
I suppose you could, yes.
Make the
arrow fly.
Sorry.
I suspect that having a pendant attached to one of my arrows would dramatically increase the chance of it veering off course and into, I don't know, someone's neck.
Speaking as GM, I will say that would be disadvantage. Unless you specially made the arrow to have the pendant perfectly at the center of balance on the arrow or something.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Are you sure about this, though? I mean, we've already imposed on you.
I picked it up here when I came past to do the job. It is not particularly valuable. I have plenty of stock at my store anyway.
Okay. Are you going back to your store after this?
Yes, I should probably pop back. I've been away for almost a day now. Okay. We are quickly expanding our venues, many more places. D's Emporium, come check us out at all the many places. And she hands you a leaflet, which is a bit of parchment with names written on it. And she says, every time we open a new store, it will magically update. You do not need to worry.
Do we get a friends and family discount?
I glance askance at Scarlet at that.
Hey, we're friends!
Persuasion check at advantage.
Persuasion.
Sponging off my family? Oh, my lord. Natural 20 plus 1.
I like you. You are a cheeky one, yes. Fine. Melthas, your friends and you can all have, let us say, 15% discount of list price. That will mean that sometimes I can make a loss of the items, but, I think you are worth it.
Cheers.
Just make sure you keep him safe, because if you do not keep him safe and something happens to my little Mishkar, I will kill you.
Yes, ma'am.
I laugh out loud at that.
Yes, ma'am.
She chuckles and she says, "Okay, I'm going to bed. There's bedroom upstairs. There is the sofas down here. If you really want to, there is floor space." And she waves her hand and pulls a mattress out of thin air, place it on the ground.
I thank her heartily. again for her hospitality.
Don't worry about it. I will make you breakfast in the morning, and then I will have to be off. Good night, everybody.
We have plenty of eggs.
Okay, and I kind of like seem a little bit unsure because everyone else is there, but get up off the couch and go and give her a hug before going back. Kind of glaring at them, challenging them to make comment on it.
Oh, she hugs you back and says, it is good to see you again, Mishka. It's been too long.
Good to see you too.
Okay, and I will be off. Sleep tight. And she walks off upstairs.
Officially, if any of you start calling me Mishka, sleep with one eye open.
I don't sleep.
Oh,
I look at him and offhandedly say, "You should hear what my family calls me." And then I go wherever it is that I'm going to sleep.
Okay. Well, I head for one of the couches. I check on Gwen and probably swipe some of the meat off the table and feed it to her, and then curl up.
She very gratefully scarfs it down.
My ferret is not Gollum. I'm just going to put this out there now.
The badger looks at the ferret and goes,
I just go over and pet Squishy and just lie down where I am because world's spinning and had a bit too much to drink and must sleep now.
Wolf Slayer, make a Constitution check.
Okay. Am I still raging? No. Kidding. 4. 16.
You're fine. You're used to stronger spirits. You will go to sleep. You're briefly woken by a scream in the distance. But other than that, you sleep without incident or meditate. You will awake in the morning, and you notice the smell permeating the house of cooked meat, fried eggs, and some spices.
Okay. When we all settle down, would I have been able to spend an hour attuning to the pendant of the Undead Tavern?
Sure.
Yeah.
Who's got the pendant of... You've got the pendant of locating, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to attune to that as well?
So, would that mean that I could just think of wherever it is, and then I would know where it was?
Yeah, you know the exact direction to it, and a vague distance.
Okay.
If you have no use for it right now, Malphus, just as an idea, we've got this giant badger that might run off at any moment if I don't talk to it. Would you maybe want to see if maybe we could talk to it and see if it wouldn't mind wearing a collar?
Yeah, sure. If it's happy to wear it, I don't mind. So I'll have the tune to that as well. I'll give it to Aramil to talk to the badger and ask about it.
So it's early in the morning, so I'll just do my druidic circle.
But you can do this last night before you go to sleep if you want. That way you'll get your spells back if you choose to cast.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. So I'll have my little conversation with Squishy, the giant badger. Say, hey Squishy.
Oh, hello.
Hey again. How you doing?
Eggs were nice. Thank you for the eggs.
Have you had enough? Do you need more?
There are more eggs?
With us, there will always be more eggs.
Oh.
He brushes up against your side of your leg.
So
we might have trouble finding some in the in this city, but
I was wondering if you wouldn't mind wearing this. This will help us to make sure we can always get you the eggs that you want.
Make animal handling at advantage.
Okay.
A sly one.
Animal handling. I have so many +5 modifiers. Jeez. So that would be a
Eggs.
24.
Eggs?
And he sort of lowers his body down to the ground, raises his neck so you can put it round.
Okay.
There we go.
I'll just put a little note saying it's part
Now,
of the squishy.
you'll forget about this. Don't worry. It won't bother you. Just leave it alone, okay?
Okay. So you now have this sort of tiger-sized badger with a little pendant around its neck.
And it's like it's not like a cheap little like string chain or something, right? It's not going to just break off because he's a badger.
The chain itself can unfold to make it longer, so you can fit it around its neck.
Okay. And it's a chain. It's like barbed wire. Does it look awesome? Does it have skulls on it? I'm just kidding. Sorry.
No skulls.
What are you trying to do to the group badger?
I just think it'd look cool, more fearsome with chain link coolness. Anyway. Okay, so then I go to
If you want to commission some from a blacksmith,
I would.
you can buy barding that you can make for any animal.
I don't have any. I don't have any money because it all fell on the ground. I don't know where it went.
Yeah, that costs a lot of money. Right, so you sleep, you wake up the next day, and there's a lovely smell coming from the kitchen.
And the house is on fire. Unless that's the fireplace.
The fireplace is still on fire. It is getting down, it's like the embers left.
Well, we should...
breakfast.
After we've eaten, consider what we're going to do. Seems that everywhere we're going at the moment, there's some sort of undead menace happening. I mean, we shouldn't just walk out before Dvoshka has prepared breakfast, but...
well, that would be somewhat, not particularly grateful of you to do that, so I appreciate you not doing that, although I do remember someone working out for quite a long time, Mishkar. She places stuff down on the table. She gets out some plates, and there's like a big stack of bacon. There's some boiled eggs, some fried eggs. There's like this brown toast. There's white toast. There's a big slab of like butter.
I tuck in.
So yeah, over breakfast conversation, I have to ask. So she seems to have traveled far and wide. I heard in the south there is a type of fruit called a banana. Have you seen this banana?
I'm just looking at
bananas. Yes, I've seen many bananas.
Then they're true.
Strange. Yes, they have a vaguely squishy texture, and they taste vaguely like...
They taste like the badger?
No. They feel like the badger.
Well, I guess a bit like vanilla, if you know what vanilla tastes like.
I hope someday I find a banana.
Well, I wish you many many good lucks with your attempt to find the banana.
I am literally surrounded by crazy people.
I'm sort of nursing a headache at this point, and I'm just taking a glance at Melfast like, you're one to talk.
How's your headache, Scarlet?
I could still outdrink you.
Not anymore. Tapping my pen.
I don't
Which is no longer glowing.
Okay, well that's pretty good. Voshka,
I've now made my entire chat want vanilla banana milkshakes.
You mentioned that the undead leave the town come sunup towards the north or northeast, from what you could tell.
Seems to be the case.
Okay. And do you happen to know if maybe there's, I don't know, a bounty or reward for industrious people who might solve an undead problem for the town?
Well, the town mayor is keen to not have this be too high profile. Otherwise, the trade reputation, the reputation for being able to come here and safely store your wares might be somewhat affected. So he is somewhat not keen to get the watch involved from Rivertown. They do not have a particularly large watch here because they're so close to Rivertown. If there are any threats, Rivertown kind of can solve all their problems. But if that would be found out, then Porttown would probably lose face and people would move their trading stores into Rivertown, which, although somewhat more expensive, is actually closer to a lot of the trading around there. So That is currently something that I would imagine the mayor would be very grateful for if you could solve the problem for him.
There might be a bonus if we handle it quietly as well as handling it.
But I imagine the entire monies would be probably contingent upon that, yes.
I love to will say, not the quiet type, usually.
I'm over breakfast. And I keep eating.
Nom, nom, nom. Bacon.
Looking around to see if anyone else is going to say anything, or I just get back to eating and say, right, well, thank you. We'll probably head out and see if we can track down the mayor as soon as we're done with breakfast.
Yeah, I was going to say, as soon as we're done for breakfast, then, yeah, I have things to say. But, yes, if there are things to hit and money to be made, we should do those things.
Why are you talking like that, Wolfslayer?
Because it's fun to mess with your head.
I've got nothing witty to say in response to this.
Anyway, I will have to be off now. And she returns from a side room wearing a traveling cloak. Do visit me whenever you get the chance, and good luck with your quarry.
It was lovely to meet you. You owe me stories about Belfast.
No, you don't. You really don't. It's not owed.
No, Malthus, I would never do that to you. And then she turns to Scarlet and says, we'll have to have tea sometime, dear.
I just give a wink.
She grins.
I checked the pamphlet sort of thing that she handed out. Are there any places other than Vertona on there at the moment?
There's Vertona, there is Rivertone. Basically, the capitals of pretty much every city is listed there, except for a couple of smaller ones.
Okay, so all capitals.
The one that's in Riverton, however, is listed as in progress. It is listed as, a temporary store that is going to be improved or refurbished.
Okay. All right. Is anyone else going to say anything?
We might want to bring some of these eggs. The badger can't understand me right now, but...
Okay.
He's going to want more eggs, just so you know. I promised him a lot of eggs to put that collar on him.
He's looking like meat for the looking very much at the pile of meat and the pile of eggs, sort of sitting there going.
Yeah. This is a high maintenance pet you picked up.
It's a Grips pet. Come on.
Don't worry, when she levels up again, it's her problem.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Dwashka. I will definitely come to see you at some point. Soon. Some point soon.
That's excellent.
I may or may not bring the gnome, though.
Darvelthas, Mishka, dear, play fair. You owe me the ability to talk to her about your more recent endeavors, yes?
Yes, come on, Mishka.
Tail flailing wildly at this point.
Just jump out of the way.
Anyway, I will be off. I will talk to you all hopefully very soon. And she opens the door, closes it, and walks away.
Okay. Right. Well, fun and games are over. Once you've all eaten your fill, and I don't know, Aramil is carrying a giant sack of meat and eggs because he's promised so much to the badger. Shall we head off and find this mayor, or just have a look around the town?
Well, it seems to Squishy seems to have bonded with everyone, yes, but it's mostly Scarlet's badger, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you carry all
Who
this?
Who promised the badger the eggs and the meat?
I did, but I don't want to have to carry it all. I mean, if I transform, it'll fall on the floor.
That is a good point.
I can't fit all these eggs in my cache, my stomach gut.
I still don't want to know about the.
Yeah, I can carry some eggs.
Are we on our way out?
We need it to bond with you, because I'm going to turn into another animal someday, and I won't be able to talk to it, and it'll get confused by me. If I turn into a dire wolf...
Currently, you're sitting around the table. Currently, you're sitting around a table with eggs.
We should finish up here and head out. I'm ready to go. We should decide where we're going, though, first. Do you think we should go and try and find a mayor or at least an official to talk about this? Or are we going to get involved? I mean, I'm guessing since it's undead that a certain someone is going to feverishly demand that we slay everything.
I'm team talking to the mayor because if we're going to do this, I at least want money for it.
That's true. I just want money whether we do it or not, but...
That's fair.
Armo? Thoughts?
I'm not concerned really about money. I'm never going to be. Money's never been a challenge.
That's fine. I'll have
me.
your share. I'm very concerned. I can be concerned about money for both of us.
But at the very least, the mayor should have more information.
Yeah.
I'm all for killing the undead demons that are plaguing this town. Whether it's for money or not, I'm not concerned about that.
We can discuss how the money gets split up between the group later on. Shall we all go?
Aye.
All right.
You walk outside and you walk into a street. What's
and are the corpses still there? Because we didn't check them for loot.
Didn't check them for loot. No. There is one bit. Well, it's corpse, but there's bits of it. And it's splattered over the cobblestones. And there's currently someone with like a dustpan and brush trying to get the bits. There's a hobbit, sort of an elderly lady, trying to get the bits into a dustpan and brush.
Crazy weather last night, wasn't it? Raining men all over the place.
She gives you a sideways glance and gets back to work.
I don't think we're going to be finding any loot. How busy is the town now, actually? That's a good point.
It's busy. It's a town, but it's not as busy as you'd expect from something this size with this much trade reputation.
Okay.
But there are people running around doing their work, maybe a little bit more hurriedly than you normally expect. People popping into shops, people haggling about the price of fish or whatever it is.
Looking around, would I be able to make out a building that looks like a kind of town hall?
Yes, you can see a higher building. The building you just came out from is one of the few buildings that actually have multiple stories in this area, and it's not a warehouse. And you notice that further on down the road, it actually opens up into a plaza. And in the middle of the plaza, there is a building which looks like the central building and could be probably quite often, obviously the town hall.
All right. Shall we head over there? Or did you want to ask for any witnesses on what happened to the bodies, Slay?
How do I erase something somebody drew?
I'll do it.
No.
Thank you. Jumping out of the way of the car.
That's
Maybe
very
the
loud.
old drivers think they own the streets.
Snack break. It's 4 o'clock.
That would be
Snack
a good
break
time
done?
for a snack break.
Oh, yes. Well, our intrepid adventurers leave the house of Dvorska and head off to find payment for a job.
Okay.
We'll be back to you after this short break. Use a break to go to the toilet, get food, get drinks, and whatever, and then we'll be back. More coffee, tea, cider. But stay tuned for then, and we'll be back in about 8-10 minutes.
I know.
Okay. See you soon.
Bye.
not to send to anyone because Skype is like that. I had to just close Skype and reopen it because apparently that fixes everything these days. So welcome back to Roll for It.
On again is confirmed to fix everything.
Yes. And if you haven't tried that, just take the power out and put it back in. Right. Welcome back. We're going to be raising money for Charity Water. Does anyone want to talk about Charity Water to our illustrious viewers out there?
Well, I think I haven't yet. So, yes. Charity Water is a charity which, as the name implies, helps those who haven't got access to easy to access and also safe and clean drinking water have it by building infrastructure, so wells, that sort of thing. One of the big things to be aware of with this charity is I know some charities, they're kind of hidden expenses, nothing underhanded, or at least most of the time it isn't, but, running a charity organization is an expensive thing in and of itself, especially if you've got a lot of staff. But with Charity Water, 100% of your donation goes directly to the charity and not to running the charity organization, because they're actually funded privately. I'm not sure whether it's businesses or private individuals, but basically all their running costs are taken care of by those private investors. So anything you donate goes entirely towards supporting people who don't yet have access to clean water. So it's a very, very good charity in that regard. Water is very important for us. You may not be aware, but it is. Trust me. I rolled a 20 on my perception check.
Can't make coffee without water.
Or
beer, tea.
Or tea. Or...
It's probably...
I do want to really quickly mention, I've got a whole bunch of people that are saying that Twitch is having all sorts of issues right now.
Twitch currently has a load of issues. I just checked Twitter.
Just wanted to toss that out there, mention it.
Yeah, so if anyone is having issues at home, it's probably not us.
Probably.
It's probably Twitch.
But yeah, donate to the cause, tiny.cc/roll4it water.
Indeed.
Yes.
With a 4.
With an
not
E,
the
not
word
the-
4. The number 4.
Yes,
Yes.
that's you. Yes.
And we are up to... I think we've completed our first donation, and we're on the second donation now. We're up to 134% of our goal.
Nice.
Oh dear. My chat is very angry. I didn't show
goal,
them
not
facts.
donation. Like, it's been more than 2 donations. You're talking goals, right?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. We're up to... Yeah, people saying you're having issues. It might be with the audio delay. It might be you need to reload the stream. People saying they've got audio delays. Some people saying that they need to reload the stream to get them working.
Fun.
Yeah. But yeah, we're up to...
First thing to go for, yeah.
We've got the bonus loot for next session, and we're on our way to getting the inspiration dice for the group. And after that, it will be XP bonus.
And we hit 300% last week?
Yes, last week you got a 1.5 time bonus, so they're actually halfway through the next level.
Which is very, very good. Level 3 is going to be very interesting for my character.
Yeah.
Really.
I think I'm going to go Bard.
I think it's going to be great. I think
we can be a duo. We can do a duet.
I think,
Hey, I'm a very good rhythm section.
Maybe you'd like to start meditating instead of sleeping.
okay, don't
I
make
failed to see how that would help anything.
Okay.
Don't
So,
run your
you head off in the
partner
direction.
off, you fool.
You head off in the direction of the center of the town.
Okay.
You notice that there are a lot of people moving about vaguely more quickly than a normal walking
Barbarian.
pace.
How long does it take us to get there?
It doesn't take you too long. We're talking maybe like a 5-minute walk.
Okay, that's fine.
Not long, maybe a little bit less. It's only a small town, and you get there and you notice this big plaza, and there's a building in the center which is fairly finely decorated with actual like proper glass windows and everything. And there's a guard standing on each side of the door out front, and there are people selling stuff off carts in the marketplace. Good old fashioned apples, etc.
Bananas?
No bananas, I'm afraid.
That's terrible. Wasn't looking for bananas though. I am informed that banana is what we're looking for.
Banana.
Banana. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking for something completely
Banana.
different. Oh my lord. So many.
Banana.
Oh, wow.
Banana.
Okay.
None of those.
That's just like no.
Okay, what do you want to do?
Well, first and foremost, how are the people in the town kind of acting? Because, I mean, apparently the town has been under nightly siege for 3 days.
Yeah, and there's been, what, 5 or 6 people killed?
Yeah. Make it in insight rolls. Yeah, insight rolls.
Okay. Insight would be... bloody wisdom.
Fantastic wisdom.
Just not wise. Hey!
I got 2.
So I get 18 plus 2 is a 20.
Wow. So everyone but Scarlet thinks that they're just carrying on. Business as usual. Nothing's wrong whatsoever. However, Scarlet, looking around, you manage to notice that there are a few empty stores. A few stores that seem to be almost understaffed. People who are walking around at a hurried pace. The place seems to be quieter than the size of the plaza would normally, allow. The fact that there are 2 guards at the opening to the mayor's office and the town hall is seen as odd by passers-by who glance and look at it curiously. You get the feeling that they're not used to armed guards, quite so readily armed, and maybe quite so many of them possibly on the streets. This seems to be people carrying on, but unsure of what's going on, don't know how really to deal with it, just trying to get their work done while they can during the day.
Okay, so I'll fill the rest of the group in this, that there's something just not quite right. People are acting different than they normally would, and I point out the fact that there's 2 guards right by the town hall. Should we still make our way there?
Yeah, we definitely walk up to the guards and ask if we can have admittance to speak with the mayor, perhaps, or an official.
Now, did Squishy come along with us? Is no one noticing there's a giant badger following us around?
People are looking around at your giant badger and looking at it very curiously, backing away. Okay. Hobbit child walks forwards and goes... And the Squishy turns around and goes... Arr! And the kid runs away.
It's okay, Squishy. It's okay.
So it's pretty easy to assume then that Squishy's just going to kind of stick nearby for the most part.
Unless you say otherwise, Squishy is going to be right next to you.
Waiting for eggs.
Plus, we know where he is now.
You said there were eggs. The guards spot you entering the plaza and spot the giant badger and spot you all carrying weapons, and they start eyeing each other.
And the giant battle axe. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, and your weapons, which are quite readily visible due to a battle axe, which is actually as large as you are. And they start eyeing each other, and you can see their fingers moving on their sword hilts, holding halberds.
Are they barring our entrance, or was that as we were passing?
That was as you were entering the plaza. So if you walk up to them, are you planning to go in?
I do intend to go in, yeah. So
okay. So as you walk towards,
I walk towards them though,
to
address them rather than just walk past them.
Okay. So if you stop in front of them to address them, okay. They look at you curiously.
Before they start to look too nervous.
Yeah.
Badger companion.
We're hoping to see the mayor. We hear that you have some problems around these parts.
You've got an undead problem.
I look to Wolfslayer and kind of like roll my eyes and look back. I hear you've got some problems that the mayor might like us to discuss outside of, away from prying ears. Nightly problems.
Well,
it's not a secret.
That's true. But where did you come from with all those weapons, and why have you got a giant badger with you?
Oh, that's
We're
just
problem fixers.
That's just
why don't
how we
you
fix problems.
That's just Squishy. That's who he
His
is.
name is
Squishy.
Yeah, he's very friendly.
You named a giant badger Squishy.
Yes.
That's my choice.
Is his name?
I don't.
Oh. All right.
What are you rolling for?
Convincing him that he should have a giant badger too.
You didn't say anything.
Yet.
So basically, you're trying to convey this with body language. You're like standing there, like.
No, I was going to say, wouldn't you have a giant badger if you could?
You can only roll after you say things. So instead, you've tried to convey this with body language.
I'm just picturing Will Slayer, like a QVC presenter, like, and here we have a giant badger.
and he's looking over at Will Slayer, like, yeah. If you can go in now and just leave the weapons at the door, then leave the badger outside if you wouldn't mind.
I look through the rest of the group and I'm like, I'm not.
And as you look at Squishy, you notice that Squishy is doing what animals do after they've had a lot of food.
Sleeping. They sleep after they've had a lot of food.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind leaving the badger outside.
Sure, but you should clean that up then.
At this point, I seem like I was about to object to the whole weapon thing, and right now I'm like, fine, okay, I'm just gonna get inside and away from this, and I hand over my daggers and my bow.
All weapons.
And I try to keep my daggers in my boots. Try to just kind of, as I'm handing over the knife, just kind of squirrel them away.
Okay, what is your dex modifier?
3.
And do you have the proficiency in stealth? You do, don't you?
Yeah, and sleight of hand.
And sleight of hand. So, yeah, I'll call it sleight of hand. I'll take it as a passive sleight of hand, so it'll be 3 plus your double proficiency in sleight of hand, don't you have?
No, I've got double proficiency in stealth, so sleight of hand is my whole proficiency is 5.
All right, so I'll count it as a passive, which is for you 15. You'll also need to give us the daggers as well, I'm afraid.
Ah, really? I mean, these are gifts.
Aye, and
they wouldn't do any
to me, and then I'll give them back to you when you leave.
Fine, okay. You have my daggers as well.
I leave my axe and the 3 javelins.
Okay.
Being a man defended.
And as you start handing over axe, javelin, the guy's like a bit intimidated.
Okay, I hand all my stuff over, but I'm begrudgingly doing it.
No, Scarlet, can you talk to Squishy when I haven't, used my spell to talk to him?
I need to speak with animals, I think, because I can only communicate with small beasts, and Squishy is clearly not small.
As big as she is.
Okay, so if he's to stay outside, one of us will need to tell him that. Otherwise, well, I mean, we could just let him go wherever he wants. We know where he is now. Assuming Melphis can be trusted to tell us the truth. Will you tell us the truth, Melphis?
I pull out a couple eggs, and I, kind of eye up with Squishy. I put the eggs. I'm
loving the idea you're using hand commands to just like stay. Get Squishy, get Squishy.
and then I give him the eggs. That's it.
Okay, so you haven't taught him to stay yet. So normally I would say this would be a disadvantage. However, you have eggs, so that would make it at egg-vantage. So we'll just
really?
Excellent.
As a straight animal handling.
And excellent as well.
I'm going to fail at this miserably if somebody wants to assist.
No one assisted in the role play, so
well, there we are.
We'll make it just a straight roll.
Good
from
luck,
you.
Wolf Slayer.
Come on, you can do it.
Natural 20, come on.
8.
Squishy looks at the eggs, looks at the floor, and just goes.
As far as I'm concerned, I did my job. I am neither druid nor ranger. Let's go talk to the darn mayor.
Now, when we were putting our weapons down, did they actually ask for my walking stick? Because it's just a staff. It's not a weapon.
In a world of magic.
It's wooden staff.
They've all seen Lord of the Rings.
I told you to take
I'm afraid we'll actually need the shield and the staff too, if you don't mind.
Okay.
And that applies to your shield too, Miss Bird Lady.
Wolf Slayer.
Wolf Slayer, yes. If we could have your shield as well. I mean, I'm sorry, but you know, it's made of metal and it's heavy, and it's kind of a weapon, really.
Under my breath, she is a weapon.
I'm giving him that look.
If it makes you feel any better, the mayor isn't armed.
Okay, well, I'm
Any
heading in now.
harm
I think clear to let
to
those of us-
my shield, a single scratch that wasn't there before. You'll have more than undead on your hands.
Make an intimidation check.
Okay. This is interesting.
Of all the times to roll it
Roll
too.
that
He
dice.
takes the shield off you as you give it to him and goes, and if there's a single scratch on the mare, you'll have the entire city watch to deal with. And he carefully puts it
Give him a
down.
confused look and say, obviously. Go inside.
Uh,
Do you give him the staff?
oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
No problem.
Aramil is a
So-
law-abiding citizen.
I'm blaming you,
I don't really
Aramil.
care. I don't really care. I could turn into a direwolf and rip his face off. So
You would have let the shield go if you had.
I know,
mastered
I'm
his
thinking
staff.
this in my mind. I'm thinking to myself, this staff means nothing. I could turn into a direwolf and kill anyone. So, but I don't say that because that'd be crazy.
I'm glad you stipulated that.
I'm not crazy.
And they stand there just now looking at the giant badger who's happily chowing down some eggs as you walk in.
Okay.
As you
Look
walk
after
in, you walk
Squishy.
into...
Look after Squishy.
Yeah, you
Was
want us
that-
to look after the giant badger that's larger than me.
Was that an intimidation right there that she just did? It sounded very intimidating.
She didn't threaten.
All right, guys, come on.
Yeah.
So you walk
get in
into
there.
I
the...
want to talk to the mayor, please.
You walk
I
into
want
the lobby.
to get paid.
It's a high building. None of you have problems with your heads. There's a little bit of a chandelier with some candles on it that aren't lit currently. And there is a high lectern desk. Behind it, there is a human with a quill who is writing. And he hasn't paid any attention to you.
Okay, looking to the others at Josh and Aramil. Do you want to go and talk? Because, horns, tail.
Lack of
First
irises.
impressions, not my thing.
Yeah, lack of
Is
irises.
this like a single room situation? Is this guy like the door greeter or the
He's-
mayor?
It's not the mayor. He's dressed in sort of a standard sort
Imagine
of
he'd be a clerk.
robe. Yeah, he's effectively the clerk, the secretary.
That is, excuse me. We're here to see the mayor.
1 second, sir. I need to finish this.
That was a second.
Okay.
Well,
It is
thank-
metaphorical, my dear. Just give me a minute.
Well,
That
if,
makes-
while this is going on,
Metaphorical,
can I see anything important about the room?
There is a door off to the left side, the right side from where you're looking, which is slightly padded.
Right.
There is a set of stairs behind you on the left, which seem to go up to a second floor.
There's nothing else about the possibly not nailed down valuables.
Not particularly, I'm sorry. On his desk, there's some stuff, but it's kind of high.
I'm tall. Oh, he's a human, so it's probably tall for him as well.
Yeah.
I hate this town.
And he puts the quill back in the ink pot and goes, "Okay, how can I help you?"
well, we killed some undead things last night, and we're here to try to, kill the rest of them. There's something profoundly wrong with the balanced nature in this area. We need to fix it.
And how do you propose to do that? You killed some of them, you say?
Yes.
We proposed to
Oh.
kill more.
For a reward.
The reward's not
I
important.
mean, it's expensive.
we need
Who
to
sent
know.
you?
Well, we've just kind of been
Are you with one of the
following.
trading guilds?
Just been
Will
following.
you tell them we're not interested? We're fine by ourselves. We don't need any help.
We're most certainly not. with one of the trading guilds? Do we look like we've come from a trading guild? I mean, take a close look. Do we actually look like we come from a trading guild?
Make a fair point, and he then suddenly looks out the door to see a badger sniffing the armor of one of the guards. Is that with you?
That's Squishy.
Squishy.
That's just Squishy.
I would love it if Squishy came running in right now at the call of his name.
Deadpan. Just no further explanation. That's just Squishy.
Squishy just stays there sniffing the armor, licks it. Okay, well, you killed something, you say. Where did you kill them last night?
Right at the edge of town as we came in. We were attacked by some sort of undead things. I couldn't really tell what they were.
Being used to cities, I've got a fairly good idea of like the idea of cities and just generally remember the route. So I'll just describe verbally where we killed him in relation to where we are right now.
Describe. You point in the direction of the road that you came up, which is a fairly straight road, and you just say, down that road.
Okay, fair enough. There we are. I'm so great with cities. Amazing.
Yeah. Well, how many were there?
3.
We encountered 3. Yeah.
And you killed them all?
Killed 2.
All 3?
One went into the air and then fell down on its face. And she cut it in half.
No, it fell on my axe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One went up in the air and fell
on
down?
her axe. Yeah.
On her axe.
It jumped
We
really high.
We killed 3.
Yeah.
3 ghouls died by axe.
We think they were ghouls. It was
All
some sort of
make
undead
deception checks.
thing. Deception?
Deception.
That's a thing?
Okay. Well, that's actually one I'm
Oh.
good with.
It's the first time we've actually had to use that. Is this a group roll?
I'm good, but I've got terrible luck with dice.
Yeah.
You have a 15.
I can't believe my luck with dice.
Okay, well, I believe you certainly killed them, but what about the third one? I think you're taking credit for someone else's kill.
No, it fell on
Well,
her
I
axe.
assure you, it died as a result of
Does
being
it
split in
matter?
twain by her axe.
You raise a good point. It doesn't
We're
matter
here
right
to
now.
kill the rest of them.
Very well. Let me just see if the mayor is busy, and he will discuss some sort of bounty. Wait one second. And he gets down from the lectern, opens the padded door, walks in, closes it behind himself.
Aramil, she did say that magic was not really meant to be happening here. And I know she's nothing much to do with you, but I would appreciate it if you don't try to get Voshka in trouble.
I did try to get her in trouble.
You just spoke without thinking about what you were saying, as usual.
She's not part of our group. I only care
Part
about
of my group.
I only care about you guys. And Squishy.
The door opens.
Very disappointed in you.
I was too.
Well,
That one time.
hopefully we won't be disappointed in you for this contract. I believe the mayor is willing to see you now, if you'd like to go in.
Okay.
Really don't like this guy. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Walking in. Yeah.
You're walking through the padded door, and you walk into another room. This room is fairly large. It's very high up. It's got a couple of chandeliers. It's got a long table, and at the end of it, there is another desk as well. And standing behind that desk, ruffling through some papers, is a hobbit. He's got slightly graying hair, long sideburns, sort of grown almost into whiskers by the length of them. And he's got a chain around his neck with some sort of medallion or symbol on the end of it, and sort of fur trimming to this very fancy coat suit ensemble he's got going on. Oh, I hear you're willing to help us out. Is that correct?
Well, for gold, yeah.
If there's money in it, we're certainly willing to aid in ridding your town of this undead scourge you seem afflicted with.
Well, you have to understand that that is quite a task. There are many of them, and they do seem to be coming from out of town. If you were to take on this contract, you would be required to go and hunt down where they're coming from and make sure that they're all gone and they do not come back.
We aren't in the business of leaving jobs undone. Or half done, or...
So you know where they come from?
Oh, no, I have no idea where they come from. They vaguely seem to be coming from the north. Possibly, northeast. That's the direction that most people have contact with them. The southern side of the city isn't quite as well hit by this.
What direction did we come from?
You came from the northwest.
Thank you.
How long has the city been troubled with this?
3 days. 3 days ago, we found someone dead at the edge of town, and the last 2 days it's got a lot worse.
It's getting worse each night.
Yes. Last night we had a curfew in effect, so there weren't many deaths. I think there were only one person reported so far, although we are looking into another one. We did initially think that there was another death linked to this on the first night, but it turned out that it was some sort of magical weaponry, although I am informed that it was not a magical weapon of any sort.
What?
One of our hobbits here, who is the wife of the butcher who has since passed. She murdered her husband, and we initially thought, because of the circumstances and the weirdness, that there was some magic involved, and we wondered if that was maybe connected. But it turns out that apparently there was no magic involved, and I have since been informed this by a quite well-paid mage who we got to come in last night and investigate.
At this point, I simply nod and clearly just move on back to the undead. Regarding these undead, is there perhaps a bounty per head we bring back, or how do you intend to pay us?
If you were to bring back per head, I think we could pay you an additional 1 gold per head and then pay you a lump sum, provided you kept it fairly quiet and you eliminated the source. I mean, any explanation of why they're attacking us would be grateful as well.
Do you happen to have any kind of information?
I didn't hear that.
Oh. If we would pay 1 gold per head, and then if you could sort it out quietly, and if you could find out and eliminate the source from where they're coming, we would pay an additional flat fee on top of that.
Of?
Well, how about 30 gold? Does that sound acceptable? I've got to pay you enough that I can, make it worth your while, but unfortunately I would have to keep this off the books. You see that we are very keen to keep this, under wraps, as you may have already gathered. We do not really want to get people involved and thus tarnish the name of our great trading town.
I'm sure your great trading town has significantly valuable goods passing through it, which may or may not be as visible on the books as gold.
And
30 gold is a little bit small.
Discretion, not my strong suit. I think I would have to try extra hard for that. That might be worth something to you. And I would like to make a persuasion roll.
You may both make persuasion rolls.
Okay.
Okay, that's a 15 and 17. Very well. Well, this is true, and I've got you here. I can't really rely on anyone else. Okay, 1 gold per head you bring back, 30 gold contingent upon you finding the location, and you managing to remove the infestation and prevent them returning. And I will also throw in, let me have a look here. And he rifles through some papers and he says, there is a warehouse that does not seem to be paying much tax, and I've suspected for quite some time that it has some valuable goods inside, but I have not been able to investigate. No one seems to have accessed it in a long time. If I were to give you the key to that warehouse and you would take some of the stuff that was inside, not too much that it would be particularly noticeable, but if you were to take a small amount of stuff from the warehouse of your choosing, would that be acceptable?
You're encouraging us to steal?
No, not stealing per se. Taking the tax that would otherwise be due on those items is the best way of putting it, yes.
I find this contract agreeable. What about you, my companions? Looking around.
I'm willing to go for it.
Sounds fine.
You can assure us that that would be perfectly legal, given that you are the mayor and are telling us.
Oh, yes. I'm sure everything will be above board. Just make sure you don't spread it too widely. Otherwise, people will obviously want to be able to, perform these duties for me on a regular basis. You can make an insight roll, Wolfslayer.
Ooh.
I'm not very good at that. Just an 11.
You're not certain if he's telling the truth, but he maybe seems earnest.
Well, being that I don't trust anyone because of my shameful childhood with my lack of a father, my bastardry, I'd like to always inspect people. So can I do an inspection as well?
Oh.
I'm a little better than it usually than she is. It's an insight still, right?
Yeah, insight.
It's just a general, like, is this guy trustworthy type thing. 22.
Just a little bit. A little bit
Very
better.
interested to get the current situation resolved. He is definitely overly stressed right now, but he is definitely bullshitting about the allowed to take from that warehouse. But given that he is the mayor, has the spare keys, and he definitely has some sort of gripe with the fact that they haven't been paying as much tax as he suspects they should be, he finds it fortuitous to be able to get one back by paying you from them.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna just... So how do I know this, though? Like, I can just tell this about him.
You can tell from his body language the way he's acting. Like, you can tell he's stressed. You can also tell the way he says, oh, they haven't been paying enough tax. The way the inflection you get off that is, he sort of has something against them.
Okay. I don't really see any. Yeah, okay. I don't see any issue with it. So I know that, and I just kind of... It's fine. Seems fine.
Okay. At that point, seeing that Aramel was pondering something and then seems to have decided that it's fine, and he's fine, quote unquote. Is there anyone we could talk to? Anyone who might know anything more about these attacks before we head off?
Well, you could ask the centaurs, I guess.
And they would be where?
Say, not to interrupt the conversation, but, like, just out of curiosity, Mayor, do you happen to have any pull with the blacksmiths? Could we perchance have a favor upon completion of this?
I don't really, don't really have influence with the blacksmiths here. I mean, most of the trade we do is directly through the warehouses, and that's what the city effectively owns and leases out. The blacksmiths are independent contractors. You will have to really talk with them themselves. Although, I'm sure that the pay we give you and that anything you find from the appropriation for the taxes will, of course, be able to be going forwards to, allowing you to pay them.
Is there any way you could do, like, a town decree, like something where you could, issue a command that the blacksmiths would have to follow?
Well, we're all about free trade here, and I very much doubt that they would like us to start influencing in their affairs too often.
All right.
Sure, you can understand. And as you were speaking about the centaurs, we have some centaurs who are camped out or based, I don't know what centaurs do, in the forest to the north. And in addition to providing them with, any food or water they need, although they don't need or come by for much. Normally it's mostly leather or weapons or whatever that they want worked. In addition for taking care of them and giving them whatever they want when they come past and require it, they protect us from any threats that come through the forest from the north, which is why we haven't really had to have much of a town watch.
They're not doing a very good job then, are they?
Well, in all honesty, we haven't heard from them for at least a month.
And how often would they usually come by?
Maybe once a month, maybe once every 2.
Right.
It's not particularly unusual for them not to have come by recently, but it is getting on.
Okay, well, looking around the rest of the group, I kind of shrug and roll my head towards the door.
I'm still caught up on this, issue. So but the town guards, right? You've got these guards outside. Where did they get their armor? That was certainly something that you...
We pay for it in bulk from some of the blacksmiths up in Rivertown. The blacksmiths around here don't generally do armor, and we tend to get it from the same people that the Rivertown Town Watch do.
You see, it's just that you see that. Look over there. We get that. You see Squishy. We call him Squishy.
You can't see Squishy because of the way you came in through many doors.
We've got this pet, and his name is Squishy, and he's Squishy. We want to protect him. So I was just wondering if perhaps we could contract through the same people who made the armor for your guards to create some modified armor.
Well, I'm sure you can find the blacksmith. I can definitely recommend one in the town or in Rivertown if you want.
And could you put in a good word?
Sure, I will put in a good word for you if you want me to.
Good enough.
I will write them a strongly worded letter of appreciation if you manage to do this for us.
It's a deal.
Before we leave, I hear there have been some deaths as a result of these attacks.
Yes.
Would you be able to provide us with information on those who've died and possibly any family they have? They may have something of note to tell us.
Sure. There was a farmer's boy died on the first night, clawed open and eaten. On the second night, I believe it was a couple who were out at night going for a moonlit walk or some kind. And then there was also someone else who died. Let me have a look at my records. I believe it was a stable boy. And last night, I believe the one person we know who died is actually a midwife.
Do you happen to have the name of that midwife?
Sure. It is Lenny Moonbody.
What about this butcher's wife who murdered her husband? Where's she?
Oh, Maya Haley. I can give you her address if you want.
She's not in prison.
Well, no, she's currently under house arrest. We don't actually have a prison here.
Fair enough.
Normally we'd ask for the City Watch from Rivertown to come and take her, but the problem is we don't really want to get them involved right now, so currently she's just under house arrest. The reason that she's not in prison, just making her makeshift cell, is because there are extenuating circumstances to the murder of her husband. It has come to light that perhaps he was not the nicest of characters.
Malphas doesn't seem particularly interested in the butcher's wife, but he seems to be taking note of, or at least a mental note of, the people who've been killed by the undead. And once the discussion with Wolf Slayer is over, he asks, would it be possible for us to have directions to the families of these people?
Oh, sure. I can handle that, provided you can be trusted to be,
We'll be discreet.
Discreet about your... Yes. Okay, very well. And as to answer your interest in the butcher's wife's murder of her husband, we still don't know really what happened. He pulls open a drawer and plops something metal and wood on the desk and says, this was involved, and I suspected it was some sort of wand, and the City Watch thought the same, though apparently there was nothing magical about it.
Cripe's sake, I can't get rid of these things.
Looks like this.
That's a cursed item. We've seen those before.
Oh. He grabs his handkerchief out of his pocket.
Best destroy those.
I'm remembering our experiences from last time, so I'm just taking a cautious step back.
Those are best destroyed if you know what you're getting into.
Though you said you had a powerful wizard check the item, and they said it was inert.
Yes.
Just nods of that.
Oh, yes. Well, she checked it and she said, there wasn't any sort of enchantment on it, and it's definitely not a wand. Maybe some sort of alchemical powder or something involved in it, but nothing mainly magical about it.
Well, perhaps when we have looked into the undead problem, we might be able to investigate whatever might have happened with the butcher's wife, and especially the cursed item. If it is cursed, perhaps we could dispose of it for you.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure we can get the town watch to dispose of it. Though if you want to investigate it and you find anything out, I would be willing to pay you for sorting out this case if you figure out what the hell went on there. It's certainly, sure that she killed her husband, so it's a pretty open and shut case in that regard.
Okay.
Do you have a graveyard?
We've got...
Yes, I believe there's several graveyards. The biggest one would be the one that's actually attached to the Church of Athos.
Any chance that someone's checked the graves recently? Has the graveyard been disturbed at all?
Yes, we checked them on the second day. There is no sign of it being disturbed.
Okay.
I think we have all that we need for now. We can begin our investigation. What say the rest of you? Do you have anything else to ask?
I don't have any questions. I'm ready.
Then, if there's nothing else to ask, perhaps we should get back to Squishy before anything should happen.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, once you've done your job, I will be willing to pay you quite a decent amount of money. Do you need anything up front to help you with your investigation?
Badger armor.
Badger.
Yeah, it's Squishy. I mentioned him a minute ago. That would be really useful. Sorry, you asked a question. I answered honestly.
So you don't need anything else, and he starts looking at the rest of the group.
The logistics of this don't quite... It doesn't make sense to bring back the entire head. How about a hand or something?
Oh, well, I believe normally the process for the City Watch I don't handle it myself, is that they can recognize from the head, but with these, I guess, you could bring back...
As long as it's all...
the right hand or something, I guess. I guess they would find that acceptable? Or tongue?
Just not looking forward to carrying countless...
Tongues are portable.
Rotting heads with me.
Okay, well, provided you bring back one part, and it's the same part in every body, so that you obviously aren't trying to scam us by bringing back multiple parts from the same body, I'm sure that would be acceptable. Not that you would try to scam us, of course.
Of course.
Malphus is gonna take the undead hands and turn their thumbs and fingers around. And... I don't know what you're talking about. That's totally the right hand. Right.
This one might look like a foot. It was just he had really long hands. Okay. At this point, I'm ready to leave.
Okay. Well, busy days. I'm sure you're busy when you get started. If you could, of course, solve this sooner rather than later, that'd be much appreciated.
Of course, though not to be impolite, it may... Discretion tends to require deliberation and less rushing forward.
Well... If I were to give you some of the reward up front, would you be able to be slightly more circumspect and quicker about it?
I'm sure if we were able to purchase better arms and armor, it would enable us to...
like I said, we don't have any real links to the traders around here. We try to let them as soon as possible.
Gold speaks loud enough to traders.
Well, if you want, I can give you either half the gold up front, or I can let you have the key to that warehouse.
I'm looking to the others for their opinion at this point.
Key is probably good. We can hit that up before we head out.
Yeah, I'm inclined for key.
Very well.
For a variety of reasons.
I will let the clerk know to give you the key. And he walks over to a bell, pulls it. Clerk walks in and goes, give them the key to warehouse 13, if you wouldn't mind. Okay, sir. Well, I'll have it at the desk for them. Yes, very well. He walks out.
Out of character, I have a very bad feeling about this.
So I'll turn to the group and
no paladins here.
I'll explain like my perception from earlier. This guy's bullshitting us completely. Like we're
saying that once we've walked out first.
Yeah, no, he was bullshitting about the fact that he was allowed to legally. It's all above board.
Right. Yeah. So we're out of earshot. I'm just explaining to the group. Yeah, we're stealing, but it's okay because we're not really.
You're not out of earshot right now. You're still in his room. If you want to go outside and be out of earshot, you'd have to leave the room.
Okay, I'm not talking then.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can
Let's
wait
go.
Till after we actually.
Okay. Well, the clerk is the key for you, and come back as soon as you have sorted this mess out. And don't bring the heads or whatever you choose to me. Just leave them with a guard outside. I will take the guard's word.
Very well. At this point, I just start walking back through to where the clerk should be.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm heading out.
You'll walk out. The clerk's out front looking at you, giving you a very sort of look. And he hands you an envelope.
Okay.
That is a key.
Right, so I look inside the envelope and I see that there's a key inside. Okay.
And the key has number 13 engraved on it.
Dun dun. Warehouse 13. Dun dun.
With a nod.
Great. Can I get my weapons back? And my shield?
Head out back to the guards to get our weapons.
The guards hand you your weapons and sort of glance off and sort of gesture their heads towards a store nearby where one of the market people is beating Squishy away with sort of a shoe as he's sort of got a fish in his mouth.
I'm not paying for what he eats out of other people's stores. I'm just saying this now.
Okay, I'm just going to walk up there and ask him straight, why are you beating Squishy?
Oi, he stole me bleeding fish! Caught that this morning, it's fresh!
That's what you're saying. All I'm saying is you're beating
Is this your
Squishy.
badger? You saying you own this bloody thing?
Yes, problem?
That fish is expensive. It's top quality fish, caught this morning out of the river. Are you going to pay for that?
Well, you're beating Squishy. Are you going to pay for that?
Well, he's a wild animal. Wild animals that steal normally get put down if you're going to pay for the fish, otherwise I'll take it up with the town watch.
Okay, how much for the fish?
2 silvers for the fish. And you're getting off lucky.
You're the one that's getting off lucky here when you're beating my badger and saying he should be put down.
What sort of is this a shop? You said
it's a store.
A stall.
Okay. Do they have anything like at a glance? What type of store is it?
It's fish. There's fish. There's other fish, and there's some other types of fish.
Okay, great. I'll buy some fish to go with her fish, or she should buy some fish for the badger who clearly likes fish, so that we don't have to break gold.
Yeah.
Okay, the guy looks at you and goes, yeah, well, if you want to buy more fish, that's fine. And he hands you 4 fish. He goes, that'll be a gold for the 4 fish and for the fish that your badger's already eating.
Fine. Here you go.
So 5 fish total is not a bad... Right. Are you marking that off?
Yep.
What type of fish are these? Are these like tuna or trout?
It's sort of, smallish trout size, not particularly, not small trout, but smallish. Talking like yay big.
All right. I was just wondering, if there were any herring and, other uses for herring in the forest. Okay, moving on.
Okay.
Right. While they're all
horrible
over by the stall,
person, Malthus.
whilst they're all over by the stall, I'll ask the guard for directions to Warehouse 13.
Warehouse 13. That one's not often gone to. It's a small shed on the banks of the river. If you go any point to go that way, take a left, take a right, and then just walk towards the river. You'll find it there.
Okay. What's Aramil doing?
Just been watching, laughing a little bit at Squishy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to distance myself a bit from managing this pet because I know he's a voracious eater. I've been a giant badger. I could feel the hunger.
I've been a giant badger and I remember it well.
I went through a giant badger phase.
Yep.
Right, Aramel, you said you appeared that you were going to say something when we were back in there and then thought better of it.
Right. So you guys know we're stealing, right?
All I heard was we were collecting tax.
Yeah, that's not really what's going on. So, I mean, you could use that as justification as you want. I don't have any issue with it. I just thought I'd mention it. That guy, we don't have the right to pillage this storage facility.
Where I come from, the nobility or the officials
I
tend
don't
to make the laws.
Yeah.
If they say something is legal, then it is.
I don't know who it is that we're taking from, and it's going to help us. So I have no issue with it. I think it's important to know the truth. That's all.
I mean, we wouldn't want to steal off someone like Voshka. She has a wicked temper.
Yeah. Just be aware that, if we do find out who it is, then we may have a new enemy.
You look like you want to say something, Wolf Slayer. Going to tell us we shouldn't?
Nope.
Oh. That's refreshing. I approve. So we'll be off then.
Yep.
I'm so used to people telling me I can't take things. I like it.
As far as I'm concerned, we have legal sanction.
Indeed.
May not be perfectly within the bounds of the law, but if nothing else, the clerk themselves saw his order to give us the key. So
Indeed. Though we perhaps should have gotten a written notice that we were... should have thought of that. But it'll look weird if we go back in. And I think we've already pushed our luck enough. We should probably just head to the warehouse.
right,
Okay.
possibly after dark. I don't know how.
Well, we might as
should
well
go
just
and
go
look,
and
I
find the
suppose.
place
we should
now.
Go and look.
We have a key. Let's
mean-
just go. What? If you
Indeed.
act like a criminal, people will think we're being criminals. Let's just take the key and go and open it up.
Exactly.
Who's
Right,
gonna-
with that, I'm going to start following the directions I was given by the guard.
Okay. So we'll head towards the location. What you find when you get there is a large plot of land, about the size of any of the warehouses near you, which is completely empty save for a small shed in the middle of it. Plot of land abuts the river, and the shed in the middle has a number on the door saying 13, keep out.
How big is the shed, roughly?
It's about maybe 3 by 2 meters.
Okay.
This was not quite what I had in mind for warehouse.
No, I think he may have been exaggerating a little bit when he said it was a warehouse. On that note, I hand Wolf Slayer the key, and then I will be right back.
Could at least
Just
check
assume
it
that I'm
for
following
traps.
along with whatever they're doing.
Okay, so I try to convince the other two that it's time to kill Malphas.
Oh no, Malphus needs to check the door for traps.
True, he is the tiefling rogue, so Well, we have time, right? I guess.
Well, now we do.
Well, anyone can check the door for traps. I think it's just like a perception roll.
I mean, I can do perception. It might also help to do
perception.
To do sense magic. See if maybe there's anything around us going on.
Is it a perception roll?
Yeah, I done a perception roll.
Door looks fine.
Okay.
Looks like a shed.
That is definitely a door.
This is why Malphus needs to look.
It's attached to one side of hinges. It'll swing in.
I thought I found a secret door.
Hey, sometimes even knowing that a door can swing in can be a challenge. Sometimes they trick you.
Trixie doors.
Wow.
Push, pull, you don't know till you try.
If I roll now, does it turn it into a group check, or is it just another individual?
Another individual if you want.
Okay. Just because I've got +5 to perception, so 17.
It's a shed. It's made of wood.
Still a shed.
Pretty sturdy wood.
Let's just put the key in and open it up. Let's just put the key in. I'll take the key.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
Now
So who puts the key in?
Back though.
I'll let someone else do it.
It's fine. It's fine. I put the key in. I open the door.
Okay. You put the key in the lock and you turn it. Okay. And there was a flash of light and flame.
I kill Malphus.
9 points of fire damage and are blown backwards 5 feet onto your back.
I'm frankly surprised that Aramil didn't convince the rest of the group to just murder me, knowing that I was going to go along with whatever plan.
It's funny you say that. Okay.
Oh, really?
I land and say, "Ow."
Really? In that way as well?
I said we could sit around for 10 minutes and I could detect magic, but you just opened a door, so there you go.
It looked like a door in her defense.
It did look like a door, I agree, but magic be magic.
But is the door open now?
The key is in the door and it is turned. The door needs to be pushed.
Could I just get a very brief synopsis of what just happened? I've just turned up and Wolfsley is on her back, kind of
I was saying that the rogue needed to check the door for traps, and everybody but the rogue checked the door for traps, and it turns out, shockingly, the door was trapped.
Fools!
We also all stabbed you in the neck once.
Oh.
With small weapons.
I was going to say, it doesn't really feel.
I would like to point out that that damage wasn't halved because I wasn't raging. So I'm actually hurting right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wolfslayer gets up. She's badly
Why
singed
do you
and
guys
charred.
waste
You can
me?
see red and
this
flesh.
This is literally what I do. Yeah, impatient.
Yeah.
I just can't believe it. Look away for a few seconds to admire the view. All of a sudden, Wolfslayer is like, oh my goodness. Can't take you anywhere.
Okay. What are you going to do?
Right, so literally the trap went off when they put the key into it. All right?
Yep. When the key was put in and turned.
So the door is unlocked at this point?
Yep, the key's in the door, and the door is unlocked.
Wait. Hang on. There's a thing. There's a thing that might be relevant.
Okay.
You have advantage on dexterity saving throws.
Yes, I was just going to say, was there no saving throw for that?
Not against that, because you literally had your hand on the door and it's right in front of you. You would get dexterity saving throw against anything that would give you a dexterity saving throw, but that counts as a fireball cantrip, which doesn't allow you to make a dexterity saving throw as far as I'm aware.
Fireball cantrip. Here's me with hellish resistance and detect traps.
But you had to walk away after handing away the key. Why don't you go? Hey, Malphus, why don't you go turn the handle? Just go turn the handle.
Can I try and detect traps on the door?
Sure.
Okay. Wouldn't be the first time that a door was trapped in more than one way. Okay, how do I do that then?
It's perception.
Okay.
I think.
And rogues get no kind of thing to do with this?
Not yet. Later on, I think you get something in your hands.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. Well, perception, I would have been as good as the rest, if you honestly. I would have been much better than all of you.
Well, I will say right now, I'm not touching that door again without some healing.
Okay, you look at the door, and you notice that there was definitely the remains of a trap attached to the door handle. Some sort of magical arcane glyphs are installed, but you also notice that the door is covered in other glyphs, and you notice that the hinges in particular and the rest of the door frame have something behind the door.
Oh, okay. I was expecting this to be a case of, yeah, there was a trap here. If you'd only been here before, you would have totally known that. But, okay, so this wasn't completely useless then. Can I check the runes with Arcana to see what kind of runes they might be?
Sure.
Okay. Is that just a regular D20 again?
Yeah.
Okay,
you think that it's merely a detection spell for anyone walking through, just to check them for weapons.
Okay.
I'm going to walk around this warehouse and look at it.
Shed.
I mean, if there's a detection spell looking for weapons, and that usually implies that it's going to be something else.
So
that works out
it's just a wooden shed.
Are there any windows or
boards
anything
just
else
kind of nailed on and stuff? Great. I'm going to go around back and start pulling off boards.
Make a athletics check.
I don't know. You may want to have a look at her. She looked a little bit worse for wear after that.
Oh, come on.
You pull at the board. It's not moving, and it's actually giving a lot more resistance than you'd expect from a normal board nailed down.
So what happened when he tried to turn the handle?
I haven't yet. I checked for traps and rolled a 20.
Just open the door, Malphus.
No. There's more runes there.
You just said you're fire resistant, you're tiefling rogue. Just open the door. Being a pansy. I took an arrow through the neck.
You heal
back when I was an adventurer.
Wolf Slayer first before you start having to go at me, Aramil. She doesn't look particularly happy right now. I mean, she wasn't able to pull a board off of
bloody,
shed for
burning, pus-filled flesh.
Well, I looked to Wolf Slayer and say, "You're a barbarian. You're used to this type of stuff. Do you want me to take care of it, or are you okay?"
She's a barbarian from the north. That's pretty much literally the opposite of what she's used to. Aramel, you know she's not going to ask for help, so just be nice to her and heal her, please. And then I'll open the door for you.
She's just seething right now.
Come on, Aramel.
Well,
you think you can see sort of wisps of smoke coming out of her ears?
Alright, fine. So, blah, blah, blah. Say some magical fancy pants words. You're all better now. All you had to do is just say...
As you can heal 9 points that easily?
Maybe. It's a 6.
I'll take 6. 6 is good enough.
The flesh begins to heal up. There's still some exposed patches of burnt flesh, but most of it is gone, turned into this sort of red, new, healed.
I say thank you, but I'm still pissed. I don't say thank you, but I'm still pissed. No, I say thank you, but I'm obviously still pissed.
Okay.
Are you already raging?
Well, everything about this shed seems off to me. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we open the door and it's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. So, given that we already know it's been trapped and there's definitely still runes there, how about I just open this handle and then leap back. Can I try and open it cautiously rather than just being flat up against it all gung ho? Yeah.
Sure. Basically, you can like be to the side of it and push it open,